Hello, everyone. Welcome to Improv RPG on Outpost 13, and we are playing live for the very first time ever the Blackbirds role-playing game. Ooh, yeah, the team has been working on it for a long time, and I have some amazing players, as you can see here tonight. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. This is there might be some bumps, there might be some trippy things happening, but we're gonna have fun. So great. So to start off with, why don't can I just have you all introduce yourselves so everybody can know who you are? Let's start with Aabria.
Hi, I'm Aabria Ilengar, and today I'm going to be playing Rima Laban. Should I talk about my path or just
Yeah, sure. Tell us about
yeah,
your character.
the path of shadow and subterfuge. She is a sneaky do-gooder. That wasn't as cool as I thought it was when I said it out loud. I'll redeem myself, I promise.
Great, Mark Meer.
Hello, I'm Mark Meer. I'm going to be playing Valerius Cicero. My path is the path of charm and manipulation. And Valerius is actually the nephew of the reigning Duke, Duke Emeric Cicero of High Salt. And he is also related to the late Queen.
Unrelated? You didn't cause this death, did you? Nope, I can tell there's nothing weird because. Oh, sorry, I'm Becca Scott, and I will be playing Regine Foultongue. I am following the path of odd and ritual. Yes, that's right. I have the odd sight. I know what's weird. This liturgy that I possess is very rare in this world, and I flaunt it, even though it scares people.
And Ash Minnick.
I'm Ash Minnick. I am playing Adel Aisha, and I follow the path of craft and expertise. And she's very, very good at crafting things and knowing how things are crafted, both buildings and weapons, and can MacGyver things, which is fun. And also she just has a really, I'll say a really changeable personality. We'll go with that. She's just all over the place.
Yeah, there might be some secrets we learn about her later. So cool. So this is Blackbirds. It is a dark fantasy role-playing game in the world of Erebos, and there's been a lot of strife lately. I'm going to read a little thing here. The world hangs by a thread of fate. To sever this golden cord is to plunge all of creation into chaos. A world without gods or their justice, where rebirth is the only possible salvation, and to be reborn, one must die. Yeah. So yeah, fate has literally been killed. The gods of fate have been killed, and we're not really sure. No one's really sure by who, but many of the gods have been killed. And fate has now trickled down to all of the peoples of the world. So you all get a little bit of this power of the gods. It's gone into you. Each of you has a little bit of this fate, and hopefully that will change the tide of the future, because fate in the end wins, it is said. And yeah, so, and you are in the city of High Salt in the north of Erebos, a huge port city, a cosmopolitan city, a lot of different people, a lot of different smells and sounds and colors, hustle and bustle. It is surrounded by a wall called the Brittle Edge. That is a road that leads to the south. There's a lot of, an ancient road, elevated and covered. There's a lot of rumors about it. And there's a lot going on in this city. Valerius has been helping out Rima bring some refugees into the city, because there's a civil war to the south in Elkland, and a lot of refugees are trying to escape those lands, and you've been helping them come into the city because others have been preventing this, and getting them to a safe place, sending them out to places to the east as well, places where they might find refuge. And your friends Adel and Regine, your associates, sometimes help with that. Valerius, recently there has been an issue that you need to deal with, and that is a particular refugee that you know that Rima helped send to the east. is of importance. Like the other nobility have been kind of buzzing about this person. When they passed through, they were just like another person. It was a young woman with bright red hair that had passed through to the east. But now apparently this person is someone of importance. You're not sure why, but you feel like it's prudent to find out where she went and perhaps try to retrieve her or get in contact with her. Now you know that also that to the east there's some more refugees coming from the east now, because there's been these strange forest fires in the woods, horrible forest fires and strange portents of things happening in that direction. Yeah. So you're meeting with your group because perhaps they can help you track down this woman who traveled to the east, this refugee. So you're all at a tavern, yeah, meeting with each other.
These strange portents, I feel they are of importance. The fire. I feel so much coming from the fire. It's very odd.
Interesting. You say the portents are of importance.
That feels of importance to think of it in those terms.
Yes, wordplay. Fascinating. I have called you here today because I have particular interest in one of the poor souls that you have so generously assisted recently.
Yes, your dukedom, pre-duke. Haven't really landed on the title for you.
Your dukeness, I believe.
That is my uncle.
Is it not called a duchy? A duchy?
Please,
We'll call him
please,
a dookie. Perfect.
my uncle is the Duke. I am just a very rich person.
Ah.
I feel like there can also be a title for that as well.
I'm going to stick with dookie until something better pops up.
I suppose if something were to befall my uncle's heirs, eventually, I suppose the line of succession might pass to me. But that is neither here nor there at the moment. I am somewhat dismayed to hear reports of a young woman with red hair who recently passed through our city's gates, with your assistance, I believe.
Do I recall this young woman?
You do. She was, you recall her because she was really generous to the other refugees. Like she helped people out. She, she set someone's broken arm. She gave food to people that was given to her, like it was allotted to her, and she gave it away to someone else. You remember her for that.
The description rings a bell, but if I've learned anything, we have a good working relationship, Cicero, but I am loath to give up someone that good without good reason.
Yes,
Sorry,
I
wordplay
assure
again.
you.
It was good and good.
Yes, I do admire wordplay, but I assure you, I mean no ill will to this woman. It is just that, well, it's all rather nebulous, but she's become the subject of quite the buzz of gossip and rumor. Again, it is rather nebulous, but she is apparently someone of great importance.
Not to yourself.
Yes, perhaps if we knew where she was, we might be warning her of impending danger.
Yeah, if you don't find her, someone else definitely will, because they are looking for her.
Well,
Does it seem as though anyone is listening in on our conversation?
Valerius has like a contract with an inn where you can have like a private room, kind of away from the others. You don't feel like anyone's eavesdropping.
Could I actually use my eavesdrop skill just to ensure that that is not happening? Because I'm an expert eavesdropper, so yeah.
Yeah, you
So
can
just
counter
make
eavesdrop against the eavesdroppers.
I will counter eavesdrop against any potential eavesdroppers.
Hold
Kinda
on.
kinda like
It sounds like
even-lifting.
someone's listening.
I can hear them. Yeah.
That is a 29. And I believe my eavesdrop would be at 53.
Yeah,
Now,
so you're good.
question. I also have I believe, a technique which grants me a bonus. Is that already included in my
It is not
stats?
included. You would have to add that yourself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm
That's
actually
okay.
operating at 63 for eavesdrop.
Even better. You are certain that, that no one is eavesdropping on you. You feel confident that that is the case. That
It's
this is
just a
safe
tiny
conversation.
dog.
It was a dog all along. Yeah.
Yes, it's fine. It should be fine. I didn't hear anyone listening.
If we can get people lost in this city, I'm sure it won't be too difficult to find someone.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you believe that she is still within the confines of the city?
I cannot imagine her having moved on from this yet. She seemed
Actually, I will say
eager.
she has left the city and gone to the east. She's outside of the walls. And you
Okay.
have a line on where she might be as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Past the brittle edge, you think?
no doubt, but
I don't know.
Trackable.
I've rarely traversed past the city walls. I'm known here for my immense skill, but outside, I worry that people would fear me even more, perhaps with violence.
if you're going to come
Yes,
with us, we will protect you.
I'm afraid that the lands outside the brittle wall can be rather provincial.
You could always pretend to be something you're not. Not that I would know anything about that, but you could just not mention that you are a theurge, perhaps, as you usually do so often in most conversations.
I wink
Yes,
to the
yes.
elf masquerading as human.
I watched the
yes.
wink and I'm like, oh. Mm.
I'm not
I
subtle.
I will say that volunteering personal information is never the best way to go when one is trying to be surreptitious.
Interesting. It's so difficult to not talk about myself constantly, but I will try.
You could still talk about yourself, just talk about maybe other aspects of yourself, You can talk
Yes,
about
yes. Like the outsider that I'm connected to named Blith. No! That's
that
that's a
would be
thaumaturgy thing.
Yes,
No,
yes.
Yes.
I'm really going to have to ask everyone to keep a lid on this sort of thing if we are, in fact, planning on setting out. Does that seem to be our plan?
Yes, I would also recommend that you don't go around saying I'm a terribly rich person in every conversation as well.
Oh, I don't think that I would outside of friendly company.
Okay, yeah. All right. So I think we're all on the same page then. We don't talk about ourselves to other people.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. A wise policy, I think.
I will continue to talk about myself to each of you.
Oh, you
that's
don't
fine,
have
yeah.
to. Practice is very important.
Excellent. Wait,
Mhm.
what? Okay.
Ooh, where'd that little dog go? I'm gonna go chase the dog around the tavern.
He's looking for scraps, like dogs do. And Regine, when you said the name Blith, you could sense that it was aware of you when you said that. Like it was like, does Regine need me? And then it was like, it's a little upside down, creepy face. You could almost like see it peeking out from behind a shadowy corner, and then it kind of like faded back away again.
Yes, and by that you mean it's a normal face that is upside down.
Right.
Yes, terrifying. Okay. Do I fear him, or he is just kind of a part? The connection is a part of me, and I feel, it's like having a limb.
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think you're afraid of him? Do you think he's your cool little friend? I mean,
I think he's my cool little friend.
all right.
Can other people see him?
Generally, no. He doesn't like to show himself to other people. Like you could force him to appear to other people, but and he won't ever do that to help you. Like he wouldn't distract enemies or anything like that. But other people have seen him from time to time. In fact, the people sitting at the table may have seen him before. But mostly he talks just to you, and he can talk into your mind too. You can have like a mental conversation with him. Yeah.
Oh heck yeah!
That's true. You could talk to him the whole time about yourself.
Not right now, Blith. Oh, but I do have a lot to tell you about my morning.
Blith is like, I am happy to hear this.
Not right now, I said.
I assume we're all used to this sort of behavior.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
I order another round while this is going on.
Great. So
I take my not drinking alcohol beverage and just slowly pour it like on the floor very surreptitiously and go, yes, another round. That is exactly what I would like. I do
There's
love
plenty of-
drinking.
there's plenty of booze already on the floor in here and straw as well. Like it's, it is a high-end establishment, but it's still, this is a pretty grungy world. So yeah. Cool. Yeah, so Rima, you do have a line on a village where you believe that your quarry or this woman was headed towards.
Do I remember her name? Did I ever catch it?
Give me a roll. Give me like rumor. Give me a rumor roll if you have it. Otherwise, just fellowship.
Give me a remember NPC's name.
Well, it's just like there's a lot of refugees that pass through, and you help them all. So
My 45 is under my 47. Let's go.
great. So her name was Alyssa.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
I wander back over just as the round is arriving and just slap my hand on the table as I grab my drink. Alyssa. Her name was Alyssa. Also, thank you. I appreciate you being very rich.
Of course, of course. If you're hungry, I'm sure I wouldn't mind ordering something myself. But tell me, this Alyssa, do you recall where specifically she came from?
DM, do I remember?
give me another fellowship roll. Yeah, if you remember where she's from.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Nope, can't remember a thing.
Yeah,
There's
well,
so many people.
Completely understandable. These are chaotic times. For all.
Yeah, once again, a lot of refugees from Elkland, but that's not all of them. I mean, there's refugees from all over trying to escape the troubles. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of war happening right now. It's been very bad, and it seems to be escalating. Also, the rumors of strange events in the north. Some have said that the World Tree has been destroyed. Yeah.
Brazil.
This happened supposedly a while ago, like probably 12 years ago.
Okay, it's not like yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, okay. So are we going in the morning or going now, or what is
There's much still to drink, and I heard food was coming.
Yes. I think it's best to set out in the morning. And of course, I can supply the funds we'll need to provision ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Enjoy your eagerness, Adel. You remind me of someone I knew a couple months back.
Oh yeah? Was she cool?
Yeah. Why do I feel like if I answer wrong, she'll find it? She was fine.
Adel, she thinks you two have only just met.
Well, yeah, it's it's only a couple days into the moon, so she sees a different face again.
All right, our matzo sticks have arrived.
So Rima, that that she was headed towards a town called Woodfork.
Woodfork.
Yeah, it's like the road forks in the woods, and that's what that at least was her first destination. She was headed in that direction. Yeah, to the east.
As we're sort of just, I think as we're eating our mod sticks and just kind of drinking and hanging out, I use like some of the grease from this like fried cheese and just on the countertop, like make a really like rudimentary map and start mapping out Woodfork and sort of circle it and go. I think that's as good a place to head and see.
Can I scrutinize her map for to see if it's good? What is the word?
Map making?
No, because no. Like tactics, because I've got warfare, so I might be good at tactics. Be like, oh yeah, we should go this way on the map. Sort of
Sure.
thing, or is
Yeah,
that maybe not even helpful?
Make a warfare roll.
I will. Once I find it. Okay, cool. Okay, I got a 35 under 60.
Ooh.
Great. So yeah, the town is like it doesn't seem like it would be a good place for an ambush.
Oh, I also have navigation, so this map roll is really cool.
Also, probably yeah, not a great place to have a battle. It's pretty wide open. It depends, like on what sort of fight you would have. If you had a fight there, you feel like you would have an advantage. It's like you see that there is a stone tower in the town. That's probably a good fortification. If you were in danger, you could probably hide there, or try to get away from danger within the tower. It's probably the safest place in town, and the town itself is pretty small, like maybe 50 people. Yeah, a few families.
Looking at your breadcrumb map, I get the sense that there's only 50 people living in this village and this tower here. If we get into a battle, which will probably happen because our world and life is filled with death and disaster, the tower is a good place to fortify, so we could probably fit in there and fend off inevitable doom.
Interesting. I too would like to investigate this grease map. And I dig my fingers into the grease. And I'd like to channel to see whether or not the odd energies have been recently at play in this wood fork.
Normally, to use odd sight, you have to be in the location, like you could see in your general area. But if you want to, say, spend a point of fortune and ask me a question that I have to answer truthfully, you could do that.
It seems like you really want me to do that to show off the cool mechanic of this game. So yes,
Do it, coward.
I will look into Fortune's eye and determine whether or not there are magical forces that we should be preparing for. I will address Fortune directly as I speak to Skuld's vision. Stand back, everyone. I want my eyeballs to roll back in my head and then just completely turn black and the whole eye, not a bit of white.
I thought she agreed to stop doing this in public.
It's just the parlor trick. It has nothing to do with using Fortune.
I reflexively grab the front of her shirt because she kind of sways back. I'm like, okay, all right, calm down. Yep.
Skuld, please forewarn us of the odd we shall encounter at Woodfork.
I would like to glance around for exits if we need to make a speedy exit.
There is one exit. Fortunately, you are, like I said, in a kind of a private area and no one's really disturbing you.
Cool,
so
cool.
you have, it's not like entirely a room, but it's like set off. It's like kind of an alcove away from everybody else. So,
okay.
Great. So Becca, you need to form that into a question specifically to ask me. You can ask me anything and I will answer it truthfully. Although I might, prevaricate a bit if it's something you wouldn't be able to know. But I have to answer truthfully. That's how that works. And another good point, like theatrics were delightful, but you can also use Fortune at the speed of thought. Like you can do it just as an internal instant like dialogue with the
She's already got all the answers.
She knows that,
she's just doing this.
yet
yeah, but I know you still
does
want
the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really like her pride and joy is turning her whole eyeball black. So my question is, what was the last videation to be cast in this area? Like major videation, not just like turn on the candle.
You mean in Woodfork?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
You have a vision of a gigantic 14 point buck, taller than a person, and it has no face, and it's made of burning wood, and you smell charred wood, and you sense decay and leaves, and you have an overwhelming sense of the season of autumn. And you see, even as you're kind of seeing this, it seems like this thing is supernaturally potent. Like maybe it's a god. You're not even sure, but you feel like it's almost aware of you as you become aware of it. and that kind of snaps you out of it. It's very disturbing. Yeah, and you can still smell burning wood. Yeah.
Friends, we may be dealing with a god. A buck-like thing with no face and no features. Perpetually autumnal.
Autumnal, you say?
Autumnal.
Huh.
Interesting.
That's all I see.
And I will say also, since the way the misfortune and fortune works, because you all have 10 points of fortune, which you can do to like find things out like this and other cool stuff that'll happen later. When you do that, when you spend that point of fortune, for those watching, it becomes misfortune, which I can use later to, have bad things happen to you, misfortunate things.
So Valerius is sort of backing away from the table, all this grease map stuff and the eyes turning black and mentions of stags. Like, very interesting. I shall make some more mundane inquiries, if you'll excuse me. And he just sort of makes his way to the bar and, again, just sort of like chatting, buying a few people drinks. I'm going to try to make a rumor roll now that I have Woodfork as a destination. So just to see what I can discern about Woodfork. I guess, it wouldn't be anything supernatural necessarily, but it's, what people would know. So I also get a bonus to this from... Ooh, good thing too, because I rolled a 66. But I've got rumor, and I've also got that bonus, so I'm actually 66 on a 75.
So that is a critical success because it is a 66. So there's someone at the bar, like nursing a flagon, who is from Woodfork, and like the bartender kind of like goes, that guy's from Woodfork.
A Woodfork, you say? A drink for my new friend, please. Yes.
He has a drink, but he definitely is like eyes the second drink that gets put in front of him and
leave the bottle. Leave the bottle.
You're very generous, sir.
Oh, it's the least I can do for someone from Woodfork.
You know of Woodfork, do you, sir?
No, but I would like to.
Well, you won't know much of it. The town's almost gone now. The fires came and the other things.
The other things? What sort of other things?
I guess they're just people, or maybe people who aren't who they said they were, or I don't know. I wouldn't be going to Woodfork though, sir.
But if one's business required one to visit Woodfork, any advice would be most helpful.
Take a different line of business, sir, would be my advice.
Yes.
The town is cursed, if I may say so, Your Eminence. You seem like an important... Aye, it's cursed. It's cursed with flame and horror.
Flame and horror?
I looked into the face of a friend of mine, and it weren't him. It weren't him, sir. Don't be going to Woodfork.
I shall certainly take that under advisement, and thank you for your advice, sir. Yes, bring this man some matzo sticks as well, please.
Thank you, sir, for the drinks and the generosity.
Yes, of course. I'll return to the others and let them know. It's like, yes, well, I suppose we could have divined this from the whole faceless stag thing, but apparently the locals consider Woodfork to be cursed. Something about people not being who they seemed, taking on the faces of someone they knew. I just sort of look over to Edel. There's not terribly clear, and it might be cloaked in superstition, but no, it doesn't seem to be perhaps the friendliest place to visit.
Is this something that would be familiar to me, like this type of description of things?
Yeah, I describe it in basically the detail he did.
Make a folklore roll.
What about anything else?
Nah.
Okay, cool. Do I have any bonuses for not being an elf?
Nah.
Okay.
Elves have seen a lot, but they haven't seen everything.
I'm also newer to this plane and I know nothing.
Yeah, you're not sure. I mean, there's certainly, there are powers on Erebos, and there were before the elves came here. This sounds like that, but it's not one you've ever heard of. Yeah.
Yes, fire. There was a town that I once visited and it burned, but it wasn't my fault. And so, I just feel terrible when I see it. The whole town burned. Well, should we visit?
Yes, I suppose so.
Yeah, okay.
Is there anything we require? I'm sure I can outfit us with mounts and provisions, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Reba was on her way outside to go steal horses and just stops like, we could.
Yeah, you have a patron now, Rima. You don't have to do that anymore.
Well, 1, don't put me on blast. 2, sometimes it's just fun to take things.
You could take one, I mean. Or perhaps you could steal it from Valerius.
I promise not to press charges.
Can we have a dog?
Sure.
Would you like a dog? Yes, I'm sure I could get.
I think it's always helpful to have a little hunting dog or something with us that can sniff trails.
I hold down one of the mod sticks and try to bring Scrap Dog back.
Maybe a trained
Scrap
dog?
dog.
Scrap dog.
We can
This
bring
dog
dogs,
is
right?
ours now.
Oh, okay. So we have 2 dogs, yeah? We have
Sure.
my trained dog and your scrap dog. Yeah? This is so great. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
I will.
Well, I'd like a dog now, too.
In the background, Valerius is like just paying the owner of the pub for Scrap Dog.
It's a free dog.
Look, you stole the dog. You got to take something. So
No.
your skill set was put to use.
I'm watching him pay for it.
Oh no, this is for the matzo sticks.
Very expensive matzo sticks, it seems.
I can't believe you're paying good money for a bad dog.
I do drink here fairly often, so I'd like to keep on good
Are
terms
there-
with the owners.
Are there
Black
any
dog
bad
is a
dogs?
good dog.
There's no bad dogs in the world.
He's such a good dog. Look at his
Only
little
bad
scrappy
people.
face.
Only bad people.
You don't know how to
God.
train a good dog.
He's
I would
lactose
like to make
intolerant.
scrap dog sit.
Great. So I'm just gonna.
This is the whole
Gonna-
game, is us playing with
I'm
Scrap
rolling
Dog.
for it.
I might be okay with that. It's definitely entertaining.
I rolled well on my sit roll, just so everyone knows. I have animal handling.
So is there anything other than a dog and horses, some provisions? I'm assuming you're planning on sending out in the morning.
Everything
look
I
for-
need is in these hands and my connection to Blith. Bleat.
You guys are so connected.
Bleath.
As long as I never forget his true name, then he will be under my control.
Hold on, I'll get it. Yes, no, he's mine now.
Yes, actually, before we leave, I would like us all to take a moment of silence to sit and think of all of those who have passed before us. And I just would like to sit in dirge for the evening.
Do you mean all of those who've passed, like everyone who's ever died? up
That's
to
Yes.
this
so
point?
many. If I open
We
my
We
mind
don't, we
to them,
don't have
they'll-
to name them all, obviously. It just respects the fact that there's been a lot of unnecessary deaths, maybe a lot of immortal beings that have gone, murdered in the past, and it's
Of
just
course.
really sad.
No, very, 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 very thoughtful of you, Adel. Yes, I think we should. Yes.
All right, an
so-
evening of dirging.
Yeah. And those of you who know Adel know that her personality changes about every 3 days or so. And this particular personality is just real about death and being sad. Melancholy, if you would.
Rima
I were
gives-
and would and will. Let's dirge.
Great. So
Rima gives
you're
a solid 30 seconds and then like takes Scrap Dog and walks away.
I do my eyeballs turning black thing again.
great. So the following morning, you are near the town gates, the city gates of High Salt, about to head out. All of you make a perception check. It would be awareness if you're using a skill.
Don't think
I would allow
have
you.
that.
I would let you use survival if you want to use survival. I'll let you do that.
I have neither. So just straight
God.
perception for me.
Ooh, the dice too spicy tonight. It's because Becca's here. You
These
did
are
this.
evil dice, and I have nothing to do with it.
Question.
I don't suppose scrutinize or eavesdrop would help me at all.
No, okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Then nothing. But I got the dog to sit.
Call it a win.
Great. So you all failed the roll, correct?
Yes.
Now
Hell
keep in
yeah.
mind, you can always spend a point of fortune to re-roll. You have to keep the new roll, and of course, I get a misfortune. But you can always do that, or you can save them for something later.
I'm doing it.
Hmm?
Ah!
This will not bode well later.
31. We're good. We did
Great.
it, people.
You now have 8 fortune. I have 2 misfortune. If anyone's keeping track, and I
Nope,
am.
no one is. Don't worry
Oh,
about
I'm,
it.
I'm
Erase
definitely.
that.
I'm definitely keeping track.
Nah, we're good.
We have some, you don't really have any. I think that's, yeah.
What
Great. So Rima, you're into being sneaky, and you generally notice people who are being sneaky, and you're pretty sure that there is someone, a little squirrely guy who's been watching you, kind of specifically you, but your whole group as you're leaving the city, kind of following you. You think paying more attention than he should be.
I just assume
you
it's
at the
Bliv.
gates. And I want to like peel off to the side and kind of like wander off, like faint off towards like the woods away off the main road to see if I can draw them off.
Yeah, you're not out. You're still inside of High Salt at this point. Like you
Yeah.
haven't left the gates. But you want to like stealth around and kind of flank him. Is that
Yeah,
your
let's
plan?
get into like a little alley and just see.
Yeah.
We'll
Give
see
me a
what we
stealth
get.
roll. Give me the stealth roll.
Oh god, oh god.
Hey Dice, can you do your job more?
And I help her by being particularly loud and distracting.
Yeah, you can give a distraction. Why don't you roll a tens place? And if Aabria wants to swap it out,
Please help.
it seems like she does.
Oh
Funny.
man, I'm so close to having. Sorry, I finally just put. Go ahead. Is it just better than a 6?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's 20. So
Okay, yes, I would like that, please.
do I have to
Great.
describe what I do, or is it just like
Yeah,
a-
tell me what you do. How do you
Oh, okay.
how do you distract? I want to know.
So I just say, oh my goodness, these horses are so gorgeous. Everyone, look at how beautiful these horses are. We have to pick our line. We've got to
Idol,
make
is
sure
your
the dogs
personality
are in
changing
line.
again? Idol, I don't know if I like this one. She's too exuberant.
It's Adel. It's Adel.
I don't know about that.
You're not really great with names, I think. We had the same thing happen last night with your little friend.
It's true.
But if you want to call me Idle, that's fine.
That
great.
seems distracting. That's pretty distracting, eh?
That's definitely
Um,
distraction.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a lot of big arms and moving horses around and like lining up little dogs in front of the horses and then behind the horses and then beside the horses and maybe trying to put a dog on a saddle. I don't know how we should put the
I'm
dog.
oblivious to why, but I'm just helping you do all of this.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of that sort of behavior in High Salt, so definitely distracting. Rima, you're able to get around behind this guy. He has no idea you're behind him. You're basically right behind him. You can stick your dagger in his, like put
That's
it right up against his ribs.
That's exactly what your girl wants to do. I pull out my. We're just calling it a dagger. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's a dagger.
Misericord. And I
Yeah.
just hold it up. I don't enjoy being followed.
You have my attention.
Well, you got mine a while ago, so why don't you explain what you're doing, or my dagger finds a new sheath?
No need for that. I was merely given some coin to keep an eye on you and follow you to where you are headed.
Well, Now it looks like you have a very important choice to make. What do you value more? Your privacy or your life? Who offered the coin?
It was a noble.
Go on. I don't have a lot of time for this.
Dame Cicero. Dame Cicero. She
Oh.
hired me.
To follow me or her nephew?
Well, she said to follow specifically to keep an eye on you. But that the two of you were going to be looking for someone of interest, someone with red hair.
Interesting. And I'm gonna go ahead and like pull the dagger back and kind of spin them
He
around.
relaxes.
Yeah. Now I can't imagine that she did so, but we might as well ask. Did she explain what she wanted with the little red head?
She did not. I'm merely supposed to report on your location once I know where you're headed.
Okay. Well. What towns are adjacent to Woodfork that would explain the direction we're headed?
I mean, there's not a lot of settlements out there, and they're pretty spread out. There's like nothing. I mean, there are a lot of things to the east, though, and you're leaving through the east gate. So you could definitely like say the name of a town that's not Woodfork, and it would theoretically throw them off the trail if you reported that, you know, if he believes you. I mean,
Yes, we're
right
going
now
to not Woodfork.
yeah, right now he knows you were leaving by the east gate. Like he definitely knows that. So
Okay. Well, unfortunately, this is still a little bit of a robbery. So you're going to give me the coin that she gave you. That'll give you a little information so you can extort her more. You know that we're leaving through the east gate, yes? Oh, go ahead and get the money out. I won't it. This is a robbery.
he hands you his coin purse.
Thank you. Okay. We're leaving out the east gate. And I want to give like a town that is clearly easterly, but just sort of I just want a place that doesn't pass through Woodfork. Like,
Okay.
Is there a fork north, like before you hit Woodfork?
Yeah, there's Northern Oaks.
Yeah.
Is a town that's kind of like more to the north. Like as soon as you head east, you fork off to the north before you get to Woodfork. So Northern Oaks is a good one.
Okay. Well, feel free to tell your mistress. Tease it out, make it good, be sneakier than you were with me. That we're headed for the Northern Oaks and we'll be waiting for her and whatever troops she chooses to send. Do you understand?
I do. Thank you for not putting a hole in me.
Yeah. Flesh is of great value, and I think the nobility doesn't understand that enough, but I will not shed blood unnecessarily.
He actually, yeah, he like nods with respect and he flips off.
Cool. And I come back over. I made money.
Oh, there you are.
Well done, Rima. I didn't even see where
Yeah.
you went. We were rearranging horses.
Yes, I made a line of horses. I have found the perfect line for expressing that we are doing something important, but also respecting, those who have come before us who are also important, but not here.
Yes, I just like arranging things.
Okay. And I want to hop up. I want to hop up on whatever horse has been preordained for my riding, and look over at Cicero and just say, "Your aunt is a bit of a pest."
Oh dear. Was she responsible for that fellow I saw scampering off?
Of course she was. So is there anything else you need to tell us about why your family is so deeply interested in Alyssa?
I'm afraid that's all the information I have. They seem quite interested in her, and that probably is not terribly good for her. when the rich and the powerful take an interest, often their toys can get broken. I wonder. I just realized that we're searching for a little red-headed girl.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In the
No one's
woods.
seen her. No one's seen her yet. Very odd. All right. Let us be a little more careful. I suppose we'll keep an eye on the road behind us.
Indeed. As we ride, I want to ask Rima, if you steal everything, what need have you for coin?
I just like taking things.
Huh. I see. Well, then, that makes sense.
She could boil the coin into a jewelry or necklaces.
Oh, you could, yes.
Rima just sort of gets lost in the existential thought of why she likes to steal. Regine
think
has
maybe-
kind of broken her brain a little bit. Like, do
Regine wears a lot of jewelry. She thinks that it helps not only for people to know that she's a theurge, but just it helps her to divine things, she thinks. So everything jangles. You should make it into jewelry. Yes.
very
You could
loud.
use the coins to place it on the eyes of those that have passed.
Is the death thing happening right? No. And I
That's
make
an
my
adult
horse
thing
go
to say.
faster.
Good. Almost immediately after you leave the city, you see that there are, you've seen them in the distance before, but you can see there are clouds of smoke from forest fires, and you can smell the burning.
This
Yes.
was in my vision, everyone. The smell of fire. I know we knew that there were wildfires, but now be on the lookout for a faceless stag.
Yes, or a friend of yours who's not really a friend of yours.
Yes.
Great. So you're going to pay extra special care to make sure no one's following you. You did say that. So does anybody have survival?
No.
Nope.
All right. Then just everybody make another awareness roll, I'll say.
But if I'm very resolved to keep checking behind us, I do have a lot of willpower.
I think I made it. Yeah,
I made it too.
just barely. 41 out of 43.
I got a 14.
Yeah, I got 15. High five.
So 24 over here. That's a goodie.
That's great. We all made
So-
it, you guys.
Ah,
Yeah.
I'm so proud of us.
We're so aware.
it's like we've grown.
Yeah, you feel pretty confident that you're not being followed, but it's impossible to be 100% sure because there are some other people traveling on the road. You're not the only ones. Especially though, most of them are heading towards the city, escaping from the fires. They're heading, towards the city. In fact, there's kind of a large crowd as you come out of people hoping to get in.
Can we stop them to ask what it is they're running from? Why don't they just put out their fires?
They kind of just
Seems very
blankly
insensitive.
stare at you. People whose homes have been burned that with smudges on their face and just
Just
kinda-
get your rich
kinda stare at
benefactor
you.
to build you a new home and have them put out your fires.
Oh, and speaking of rich benefactors, Valerius is, he's not wearing his, very nice fancy clothes. He's wearing traveling clothes, essentially. They're probably still too nice and not worn in enough.
It's traveling clothes.
It's what a rich person's idea of dressing down is. So
Okay.
Really nice leather.
very nice, kid gloves, that sort of thing.
So so the town of Woodfork is about 2 days ride out of town. So after about 2 days,
okay.
we could just skip ahead. After about 2 days, you arrive at the town of Woodfork. As you are traveling, the smell of smoke getting stronger and stronger. At one point, you see it seems like there's a place where you're actually close to where there was a fire that burned itself out, but for whatever reason, the flames have passed on, and you see that there's ashes and burnt trees, some glowing embers, and you also notice that the leaves as you like at first when you're traveling, the leaves were it was like actually right now it's spring technically, but the seasons have been very strange for the past 12 years. They haven't been happening properly, and this from what you've heard from travelers, this is kind of happening everywhere. But it technically, like, based on the time of year and time of whatever the month it was, this should be spring. However, as you pass into the woods, you notice that you see that there are leaves that are decayed. There are brown in colors, and it's the color reds and oranges. It is if you're traveling into autumn. As the further you go, the more autumn there is. And you can even have that smell. The wind there's more chill in the air. That smell when you first go out in October and you get that scent of like decayed leaves, that overpowering, like, oh, it's coming. Mark, the smell right before Halloween comes. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it smelled like pumpkin spice, but okay, all right, decaying leaves.
That's what I thought of because I'm
Yeah, I
from
thought
Los Angeles and don't know what weather is.
Yeah.
Cinnamon, nutmeg.
Yeah. Well, if you live in a place with seasons, then you do like
Yeah,
during, when autumn comes, there's that sense. You get a little bit of it in Los Angeles. I sometimes smell it.
I know what fire smell is. That's
Yeah,
about it.
That's that smell we know.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
And we should be clear. Scrap Dog is just a little dog, right? So he's probably riding in somebody's saddlebag or up on their saddle horse.
Dibs.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Is Scrap Dog
can
Rima's
be-
purse dog?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but
Ooh.
I have the trained dog is an Irish wolfhound who's like
Nice.
his fur is very dark. It's like black fur, and he has a really cool name. Like I can't think of any cool names. So if anybody has an idea of a cool name for a dog,
Night Stalker. I don't know.
okay, yeah, Night Stalker.
I call this one Maz because we fed him cheese.
Hmm.
And I wear them on the front of my backpack. The backpack's in the front, and there's just a dog in the front. Whenever we know there's not people around, I like this
Okay.
dog a lot.
All right, my Irish wolfhound is called Night Stalker, but I just call him Shatsy.
Shatsy?
Yeah, but he still looks really cool, even when I call him Shatsy. I'm like, hey, Shatsy. And he's like, "Arr."
As you arrive at the outskirts of the city of Woodford, you can see that, yeah, this place, or not the city, the town is pretty decimated by fire. There are all the hovels you see seem to be burned down, and although it's that this wildfires in the woods have probably passed through here, it seems strangely like specific, like almost as if someone burned these houses down on purpose, right? Or how like they say a tornado will pass through an area and just hit certain places. Like a wildfire doesn't do that, but it seems like it did here. The fires and the places that have been burned down are very specific. Most of the dwellings seem to have been hit by flames. At one point, when you're almost to the center of the town, you see a little girl standing by the side of the road with smudges on her face. Her hair, like some of her hair has been burnt, so it's like short on one side. And she's dressed in clothes that cannot be warm for the current weather, and she's just kind of staring at you as you ride slowly up to her.
I want to get off my horse and pull a cloak out of my bags and wrap her in it.
She immediately runs
My
away
child,
from you.
wait.
She runs like as hard as she can away
Let us
from
give
you,
aid.
and she's gone.
Oh dear.
Well, that didn't go well.
Can I try
Yeah,
to
you've
track
never
her down?
seen. You can, yes. Survival is usually the role that you make for that, and none of you. I know now. None of you have survival.
It's
But
okay.
yeah,
I don't
that's
need
your
it.
tracking. That's your tracking skill. But yeah, you don't think you've ever seen someone more afraid than this little girl, and you're not sure why.
All right,
She's
I got
terrified.
40 under my 43.
All right, yeah, you can like follow her footprints and kind of follow them along towards where they are headed, and you come to a house that is still kind of intact. It's partially burned and the roof has fallen in, but there is it's still partially intact, and you can enter it if you
Wait.
want.
I hold Rima back and I reach out a hand and I roll my eyeballs back in my head and make them turn all black. And I want to use my witch's blood to see if there is any otic manifestation in here.
Smart.
inside the house. All right. I'm gonna make an awareness roll for you. What is your awareness?
43.
Cool. There is actually something in the house. There is something of the odd within.
Arm yourselves, friends. Be on high alert.
Huh. I would like to, while she's rolling her eyes back in her head, doing her arm thing, I would like to just sort of look at the house and investigate its structural integrity and just kind of get a sense of things.
Well, like I said, it's about half burnt and the roof has collapsed, but there is, the other half is still standing. Unlikely, however that might sound, that is the current situation. The door is unharmed, so there is a door. It is broken, but it kind of closes, and right now it's like partially closed. You're assuming the little girl probably slipped through the opening.
What I'd like to know is it safe for us to walk in? And if we had to like collapse more of the house very quickly, what's the easiest way for me to do that?
Great. Give me a tradecraft roll.
Okay, all right. So hold on. I get all kinds of bonuses now.
Yeah, that's based on your talent because you're a crafty crafter, right?
It's actually two things. It's artisan's eye, so I can look at things, and then my tradecraft rolls are just really easy because I'm a crafty crafter. So instead of having useful like combat things, I'm just like, oh, look at this building. I rolled a 17.
Great.
And
so the building.
Yeah, out of 75.
Okay. The building is probably not entirely safe to enter, and probably will not be hard to collapse if you wanted to collapse it.
We don't want that, though, do we? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, Regine was saying that there's another manifestation inside the building, and so if we very quickly need to, collapse it or something, first off, it's not very safe right now, so be careful. Also, be aware of the fact that it could fall on us very easily, and we could make it happen.
Very well.
Should we just crash it to the ground right now, and then it can't crash anymore?
Isn't there a child inside there?
Or is there a person who has a theme that has a child's face?
Oh, yes, of course.
I couldn't tell that.
I feel like I would have known if I was looking at a person that wasn't, they
Yeah,
were trying to
you feel
fool
like
me.
you would know if you were looking at something that wasn't a
why?
person.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You're the expert.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go in. I have no reason to be afraid.
I look around and act like I don't know what's being said. And follow Rima.
I have many reasons to be afraid. I have a great life, and I think that Valerius will sort of bring up the rear. He'll draw his dagger, but he'll bring up the rear.
I'm going to walk in, but I'm actually going to blink to the other side of the room once I enter.
Ooh.
Cool.
Great. Rima, you are taking the point. You're going through the door first. It just kind of falls off the hinges, and you step in, and your eyes are kind of acclimating to the darkness within. Adel, you kind of step through and then pop to the other side of the room. You assume it is. As your eyes adjust to the light and the others kind of come in, you see the little girl lying on the ground, and above her is another little girl who looks almost like her if she was formed from rotten, burning leaves and wood and bark. And it has its hands around the first little girl, around her neck, and it is choking the life out of her.
Yeah, I'm going to stab that with my glaive.
Okay. Give me go ahead and make a combat roll. It's not expecting you to do that, so.
All right, so I'm doing martial melee. I don't want to use a fortune point,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to leave it up to the group.
Do it. Live your dreams.
Do it.
What could
Do
happen?
it.
What could possibly happen?
Oh my goodness. You wanted to play test.
No, I
Okay,
was not.
that is a lot better. I got a 27 under 58.
So I now have 3 misfortune. Okay. Just
All of a
keeping-
sudden,
just
72
so
girls.
So yeah, that's a hit. I'll let you add an extra fury die since this thing isn't expecting it and it's small. So
Is
roll
that another D6?
It is for the damage.
All
Yeah.
right. I rolled 6 on one of them.
Nice.
I'm gonna re-roll that because it exploded.
Yeah, exploding dice.
Ooh.
I rolled another 6. This is a great die.
Yeah.
That's an explosion.
You guys, you're not gonna believe me. But I think this die is rigged. That's 3.
Yeah. Let's go.
And I rolled a 1. Okay, so that's fair. All right. So I rolled a 3, a 1, and 3 6s, and then I've got a 5 attribute bonus.
Mhm.
So that's basically like 4 6s and a 3, so that's 27.
All right. Yeah. You can
I
tell
hope
me how
that's
you
good, I
do
don't
it, but you've killed the thing. So tell me, like, I'm assuming you just swing your glaive and slice its head right off. Just
I would like to stab the glaive into
Okay.
its neck and then swing the entire wood creature into the ground. And as it swings into the ground, the glaive continues to go through.
Great. Yeah, it struggles like more than something that is a real living thing should, but eventually it stops moving, and you can see that there's like a flame kind of inside of it. As you cut into it, it crackles open, and there's like smoke and fire coming out of it, and it kind of breaks down into ashes. And the little girl kind of sits up and she's coughing, and she's alive, but she's no longer running from you. She's just kind of trying to compose herself at this point.
I would also like to point out, just so for your benefit, Joseph, at this point in the month, it's been 2 days, yeah, I'm very charismatic, just and have an air of charisma, just so you know. And I'm just going to kneel and be like, hello, little girl, I'm very sorry to have to have murdered in front of you. It's very rude, maybe, but we're here to help, so you okay?
She's like kind of backing away from you into the corner. She seems traumatized. Why don't you give me a fellowship roll of some sort?
Can I help? I brought my little Scraps dog for just this occasion.
Yeah,
The
I think
world's
with
least terrifying dog.
Can I roll guile?
I mean, if you're gonna lie to her,
I mean, I'm trying to, make her think I'm a human here to help
that's
her.
true.
So
That's fair. That's fair. And yeah, Rima, if you want to roll, since you're helping, roll a die that if she wants to swap it out with, you could do that.
I didn't help.
what did you
Maybe
roll?
the dog has a different stat.
990. That's a
Okay.
9. No help.
That I didn't convince her, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
she's just kind of,
Oh, wait,
not-
wait. No, I did. I'm sorry. I did that math wrong. I get a 20% bonus, not a 10% bonus, just for a couple of days.
Oh, all right.
Whoa.
Okay.
On all my
okay.
guile rolls.
All right. Yeah. You kind of, very carefully approach her and tell me what you say. What do you do?
But I just said it. I would say more things. Okay. I'm gonna get very low because she's a little girl. So I'm gonna try to get a little girl height, so I'm sort of kneeling and I'm like doing this. And just, we're here to help. We've got food and maybe some warm clothing, and you could tell us what happened and we could help you out. And I put out one of my hands very slowly. And then they say, oh, we also have puppies. Do you like puppies? We've got dogs.
Doesn't obviously respond to the dog based on Rima's roll. She doesn't really look at the dog, but she does reach out towards your hand very slowly, and she touches it very gently, almost if she's testing for something. And then she touches it a bit more, and then she just jumps in your arms and hugs you and puts her face against you.
This is very awkward.
Good. This seems like it'd probably be a good time to take a short break. I think right here seems like a good time to do that.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll take like a 10-minute break. That seems
Sounds
reasonable. So
good.
be back at 7:18. And Matthew, are you there? Are you there?
Hello, Matthew.
We must.
Matthew.
We have to get the go ahead from
God?
from,
Is it
from
God?
Matthew.
Is it Blith?
Blith? Blith?
Bleeth?
Blue.
Blith.
Yeah.
Blith.
I'm in utter blith when I think of
Yeah.
my friend.
Hmm. Well,
That's really special.
he might have stepped away for a moment.
Just like
himself,
we
so
will.
I wonder. We will at some point. Hey, why don't you all talk about whatever cool things you're doing while I text him.
Lovely.
Proceed.
At present, I'm running a
gosh.
game on Outpost 13.
You are right here in this very outpost?
When?
Yeah.
Where? Give me the dates.
It's happening now.
On the second day, the demons clambered forth from fiery pools, reflecting only madness, and they did beset themselves upon bold Osiris. A true crusader to the bitter end, a fiery emblem emblazoned upon his shield, and angelic furies surging through his blade. He stared valiantly into the eyes of death, and welcomed him like a brother. Hell swallowed him whole, and left nothing for the kingdom of man. Now, without a hero, their tall structures would crumble, as all would be devoured by the Lord of Darkness. True crusader to the bitter end.
Hey everyone, we're back with Impro RPG. We're playing Blackbirds here on Outpost 13, and yeah, just doing little dancing in the break, which carried over into the game. Everyone, trying to stay active.
Was
Yeah,
it not
so
just a dance break? We did that for
Sometimes a
12
dance
minutes.
break is just a dance break.
sometimes
Just what we were
Gotta
doing.
Move.
gotta move, gotta keep your body moving. Great. So yeah, one thing for those who are watching, we just had that encounter with a scary creature that looked kind of like the little girl, but also not like the little girl. And I think it's a good time. Also, you should all make probably a peril check, because that is something that happens in Blackbirds when disturbing things happen.
Remind me one time, I roll different dice or just a single D?
We have not done this yet, and I don't think I've gone over it. You're going to make a resolve check. So it's your willpower if you don't have resolve, but you're making a resolve check. Yeah, theurges they see a lot of weird stuff all the time, so not a big deal for them. But
Not at all
Hey.
frightening.
Excuse me, what do I do if Becca somehow hurt my dice real bad?
I could help with that. Rima, it's fine. Could I share my resolve that's extremely awesome and I didn't even need to add it to my roll?
I'm
making up new rules.
Yeah, not for a peril check, because it's a very personal thing. When you're when you're
You're
seeing
fine,
something
kid.
disturbing. Yeah, unless I think in this case, unless there's a rule on your character sheet that allows it, I would say no. So if you failed your roll, what you're going to do is roll a d10, and you're going to check it against your peril threshold.
Roll a d10.
Yes.
Excuse me, what are the alternate rules when you rolled doubles?
Oh,
That's it.
you're going to roll
Over
two
the
d10.
thing?
We'll say.
I rolled a 1.
Wow.
Well, you know
That's
what?
good.
You are weird. I just saw weird.
Well, you know what? Since you rolled a 1, I will say you can comfort Rima a bit with, for whatever reason, because you rolled a 1, which is a sublime success, which is wow. Your dice have been really on fire tonight. More on fire
not
than
true.
the
There's
woods.
the
in
first
this
couple of
small
things
town.
I couldn't do. I was just good at making the dog sit.
I mean, that
and
exploding fury die was
Oh my God.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
you wiped
That
an
was
encounter by
Yeah,
yourself.
like you rolled 3 6s. I think you rolled like an 18 in a character. Like if you're rolling up a character, like that's amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I'll let you. So Aabria, you can just roll one die to see how much peril you take.
Okay.
I'm going to comfort you by saying, thank you for helping me comfort the little girl. That dog really helped. That was the thing that, you're just really good at this.
I think it is not that Rima clearly doesn't believe you, but respects that you are comforting her as she sees some wild shit. And just thank you.
Then Adel's just gonna take the dog and just turn it around and put it like on Rima's lap and be like, lick her or something.
The dog is just licking. Just,
Good. So what did you
Yeah.
roll for the further die 10? Aabria, what'd you get?
2.
A 2. Oh well, then I think you're fine then, because it doesn't even cross your first peril threshold.
Joseph,
My
I
peril
have a-
threshold is 2.
Oh, it is 2.
Yeah.
I was looking at a different
I'm
character sheet.
sorry. I'm so
No.
normal. I don't like spicy. Too
So yeah,
spicy.
so you now have a level of peril known as superficial peril, which doesn't really affect anything until you get down to ignoring one skill rank. So right now you're just, you're a little shooken up by what
Doug,
you've seen.
she's just blinking one eye at a time. Everything's fine.
I had a question. I think I just succeeded, but then it occurred to me I may have just failed. I basically rolled. I've got 31 willpower, and I do have resolve as a skill, so plus 10, and I rolled a 41. So
Then you're fine. Yeah, you
okay,
just made it.
all right,
Yeah.
just made it. All right.
Cool.
You're a cusp roller.
Yeah, it's right on the cusp.
Mhm.
Also, I was I'm not sure how much of it I saw because I was being very cautious and at the back, so I might have come in just to see some leaves blowing away or something.
True. Good. So where we left off, the little girl is clinging very tightly to Adel, just kind of not even letting go of you, kind of almost painfully tightly as she's just squeezing you. Yeah.
Yeah, Adel is just kind of not very obviously, or not very subtly making an uncomfortable face. It's like, I don't, how long does this last?
I'll take it. You have a dog, so the
Yes,
child is
yeah.
very similar to a dog.
Yeah, just gonna be like, oh, this hug is so great. You should give one to Regine.
Regine, we'll take it. Would you like to see my trick? And I start to roll my eyes back.
No, Regine, no,
No.
maybe
No.
Maybe you have a different trick that's like fluffy or makes
Ooh.
flowers or something.
I make little clovers come out of my fingertips. See? Maybe I
Okay.
don't.
Showing magic
Yeah.
to the girl.
Hold
that
on.
was
There
just
isn't really
choked to
that
death
that
by
would be like
magic.
the court of truth, and your blip is of
I'm-
the court of peace. So
I'm
that's an
working
illusion.
on it.
Yeah. If you later on, if you were able to acquire an outsider who is from the court of truth, who is all about illusions, then you would be able to do the illusions. But right now, mostly you're just good at killing people.
Oh, I'm very good at that. Yes.
Yeah. So you're able to extricate her, and she's now hanging on to Regine, and she seems a little more, also just kind of a little more aware and active, and kind of looking at all of you. She's not completely at ease, but she seems in a better state than she was a little while ago.
I'm gonna put Moz in her lap.
She likes that. Yeah, she
Yeah.
just sits there and pets the dog. That completely engrosses her.
Moz is lactose intolerant, may I just say, and we gave him a lot of cheese last night, and he is just giving the gassiest farts and burps, and is just a little bit of a nightmare. That
Can we
pleasant
smell
amount
it
of
over the burning and the
Yeah.
autumn leaves?
The burning's pretty overpowering, I think, actually, at this point. Especially
And
when the
on the
little
plus-
child creature burned up. So
On the plus side, like kids tend to find farts hilarious, so dog farts even
Stressed.
more so. So
Yeah.
that might
Do
put her
you
in a
think
good-
she'd like to see Blith dance around with his
No,
upside down
no,
face?
no,
No.
no.
He's excellent
No.
at killing.
you can see
No.
Bliff like in the corner, kind of looking out.
No,
like
no,
almost
no,
like,
no, no, no,
Please
no,
don't.
no, no.
Please.
I would like to actually do something, which is go over to. Is there still like a rotting child corpse thing?
yeah. It
I
looks
would
like
like-
it looks like a burnt effigy of a person is what it looks like at this point.
I would
And
like to
it's-
use my folklore to see if there's any sort of creature from history that I would recognize, like from legend or lore.
Great. Yeah, sure. Make a roll.
30. Yeah, that's a hard, big old success.
Yeah. You know for a fact that you've not heard of anything like this before. This is something new, for sure.
It's strange that there would be something that has never before been spoken of or told of in stories. This is most odd.
Especially something as powerful as when you saw the elk. That was something like very powerful. You should have heard of something like this. Like there should at least be a story about it, and you don't. You've not heard of it. So that is odd.
Terrifying, in fact.
Can I-
Well,
Oh,
shall we go look for this red-headed girl and bring the child?
I'm actually going to try a leadership role on the girl. Just sort of like taking charge like a teacher might, for example. All right, now you've had quite the scare, but let's see if we can get you sorted. Now, let's find out where are you from? What is your name?
Go ahead. Yeah, make a leadership roll.
That is a 45 on total 65.
Great. She kind of like assumes an attitude towards you as if you're like a teacher or someone of authority, but she doesn't seem unhappy about it. It's a sense of normalcy which she clearly has not had in a long time. And so what was the what was the question you asked
So
her again?
what is her name and where is she from?
Oh,
that was the first questions.
My name is Dana, and I'm from here.
Hello, Dana. Do you know where your parents are at right now? I'm sorry if that opens any wounds, which I'm sure it.
I think it's going to be
likely will.
good.
I don't think it's going to be
They're not my parents anymore.
good. Oh, did they look like your parents though? but you could tell they weren't.
They weren't happy anymore, or angry or anything.
I see. And where are they now?
They went with the deer.
With the deer. My friend Regine is going to ask you a few questions about this deer. Do you mind if she does?
Okay.
All right.
Now you notice that I just have this like jar of black eye drops that I've been putting in my eyes every time I do that because I definitely don't have any sort of skill in trickery or disguise. Hold on. Yes, Regine is ready. Tell me, child. I want to try an incantation to see if perhaps I can pull her memories out of her, like see her memories as visions.
I mean, you would need a specific videation to do that, so you can like talk to her, but I don't think you have. You don't like you.
Well, I
there-
have a videation that turns me into a rabbit.
Yeah.
So how about
Yeah.
I do that and see if she tells me? This doesn't seem particularly useful, but
Yeah.
it does
It's also
sound
like
fun.
you become a terrifying partial rabbit thing. Like it's not
Right,
it's
right,
not
right,
it's
right.
not like a good thing to see if you're not ready for it. So
Is that's a good point. You think Cicero, you think I should tell child, the elk thing that took your parents, was it faceless and terrifying? Can you relive all of those moments for us in detail?
she she looks at Valerius
I
like
don't know.
like what is that?
I, uh,
It was burning.
hmm.
Perhaps, Regine, with your extensive knowledge of theurgy, you can ask her questions to try to narrow down what it is we're dealing with.
It's just that I have divined from looking at the corpse version of the girl. Nothing like this has ever existed, nor is it in my knowledge base.
Oh, well then, yeah, that doesn't really narrow it down. I guess that just more opens it up. Actually,
It
It's
opens,
sort of the opposite.
Yes, I could narrow with the knowledge, but it was outside of the knowledge, so it
So
is
it's more.
obtuse as far as if it were an angle.
Yeah, that's not very helpful. Oh, maybe ask her about how it started and where.
Yes, yes. Dana, do you recall where you were when you saw your parents and you knew that they weren't them?
I was at home. I was here.
Where had your parents been that day?
They went out to do the things they do during the day, the chores and things.
Could you take us to your house? Do you know where it is from here?
I think we're in her house. Is that
Is this your house? This is your house. Hmm.
it was her house? Could you take us to where your parents usually do their chores? Also, how long ago did this happen?
I don't know. I'm hungry.
This,
Oh,
Oh,
did-
here. We have some matzo sticks left. There you are.
Oh, she like wolfs them down. Yeah.
There we go.
I do have something I want to know. Child, do you know why some houses were burned and others were not? Oh, like that house across the way that is unburnt there, you see. Do you know who lives in it and if their family was like yours or had anything that distinguished them?
Some of the people turned into fire.
Right. That's never good.
Oh, Also, I would like to check her neck because she was just being choked by a fire monster. So
She actually
maybe,
she has burns on her neck.
yeah. So, I would like to do a healing.
Good. Yeah. Good thing to do.
Just remembered that happened.
Good call.
Well, I mean, you've all been through this, like, like a traumatic experience. Yeah, it's like
Okay, so as we've just learned with Mark, my healing is 60 and I have rolled a 60. So
great. Yeah, you're able to put some salve on there and bandage her up. And yeah, she seems she'll probably be fine.
okay, cool.
Except for the no parents thing, it looks like you've
Okay,
helped
you
her.
don't have to.
Well,
No house.
she'll
or
maybe be
village.
fine with the neck, but
If
We want
only
to stay-
someone we knew was terribly wealthy and loved being patrons to people.
I think Dana, was it? Yes. I think Dana will be well taken care of. Let's see if we can't keep her warm and fed for now. In the meantime, Dana, we're going to take a look around. Do you think you'll want to come with us?
He seems afraid of that suggestion.
Let me jump in here. Dana, can you take Maz and what was it, Shotzi? And
Mhm.
Shotzi, and go watch our horses with us, and we're gonna just look around for a little bit and meet you back at the horses, and then you can come with us. Okay?
Might not be. You might not be you when you get back.
Oh.
We'll have a password. Yeah. And you have to ask us the password. And if we know it, then we're us. And, if not, then you can take Shotzi and the horses and leave.
You would know the password if you weren't yourself.
I don't, we will just
Oh.
come back very emotional then and just we'll all be very excited. And
So
if we
just-
don't,
Butts.
And we're back, I think, right? I think we are. We're back.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, sorry,
Yes.
we had a technical glitch, but it's been resolved.
it
So
was the child that did it.
it was the
What's
child.
the
probably.
child?
Yeah.
blame the
And not
kid.
not the creepy supernatural events.
No, of course not.
Of course not. So Dana is now on the horse, and she's like hugging it and like whispering to it and like telling it whatever secrets little girls tell to horses.
We made a horse girl. This is the most cursed thing.
Oh no. Oh no, it's gonna be really hard for her to make friends that aren't horse people later on.
Yeah. I'm an artisan, so I'm going to make her a horse calendar for her to put up on her wall.
Oh, her wall got burnt down.
Oh, oop.
No,
Adel.
her new wall is Cicero's house.
Oh, okay.
All
So now you
horses.
can kind of step aside and decide what you're going to do next. Speak freely away from where she can hear you.
Okay.
I think that we should probably search the area and find out if there's anything different in these homes that weren't burned.
It's to me.
Why was it selective? Why did some people not turn into fire creatures?
Should we go into one of the homes that was not burned and
We
just
might as well.
see if anyone's home, just pretending everything's okay?
I mean, I'm sure anyone else living in this village would be equally confused and looking for answers. They might be willing to help.
I lift my skirts and trounce through the mud and I go up to the nearest intact home.
Don't roll your eyes.
There aren't really
Yeah,
any
perhaps.
now that you kind of look around there. I mean, there aren't really any intact homes. Most of them are burnt. Like this,
Oh.
the one you went into is probably one of the better ones that was in better shape. There is a
Oh,
I
tower
see.
though that you can see that you knew was here in the center of town.
I remember
And-
from the Greece map. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps from a higher vantage point, we can see this burn monster, and maybe he's trailed a track into the woods where he's taken these people, like this child Dana's parents, Dana. Is there twirly stone steps in the tower?
The tower, are you going? It's a little bit of a ways off. You can walk over to it if you want, but which I'm assuming you're going to do that.
Let's walk the horses that way.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk the horses over there. Dana's like excited about actually riding a horse now that it's moving. She seems to be happy about that. And you get to the tower. It is a relatively large tower for this small village, about 60 feet in diameter and pretty high. The door looks very secure. Like clearly this tower is fortified, and probably relatively ancient. But it looks like the door is sturdy and secure and probably could keep out a small force of soldiers. So you're not sure how to get in.
Does it not have a handle?
It does, yeah.
Could we try that?
Yeah, it is definitely locked.
I would
just
like-
checking.
You can see a window part of the way up, and you see a bit of red in the window, and you see a face kind of leaning out and looking at you.
Oh, that's probably a fire person, right? If they're red.
Now I do
Oh,
love,
the red hair. It could be a girl with red hair.
I do love burglary. So would I have lockpick instruments that maybe I could deploy to try to pick the lock on this door?
You could definitely pick the lock on a conventional door. This door is barred, like it is a fortification, like you would find at the outside of a castle. So you can't necessarily lock pick it to get in. Like you would need a battering ram or something like that, or another idea.
I'm going to knock.
Oh, okay, sure.
Hello?
You hear a voice from above, and it says, "What do you want?"
We have a child in distress. We were hoping to get some assistance. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right. Who are you?
Is this the face that was peeking out the window? Can we see?
It is, and you can
Okay.
see there's a young woman looking down at you. She has red hair.
Does she look familiar to
and,
me?
Alyssa.
Oh, yeah, Rima knows who this is.
Oh.
Alyssa, yeah.
Alyssa, it's me. Come open the door. Please.
What are you doing here?
Trying to get answers, trying to find you. And I don't want to yell.
She kind of looks concerned. She looks around, and she talks to some people inside of the tower. And you hear some movement, and the door is unbarred, and they open it up. And and you can see like there's some people in there who look, like they've been through it. Some of them have just like are doing like 1,000-yard stare. Some of them look like they've been burned or injured. There's some people lying on the ground, but and Alyssa is there, and she's kind of like wants you to get inside of the tower as quickly as possible.
Should we get
let's get the kid.
Yeah.
If
We walked over here with the horses and stuff too. So
Yeah.
The horses, you actually it's big enough to bring the horses inside.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
rather large, so
everywhere.
you can actually bring them in. There's room for that. There's maybe like, I don't know, 15 people in here, of various ages, that are kind of just sitting around. And so Alyssa hustles you and the horses inside, and she closes the door and bars it.
Actually, recognize the kid.
Yeah, well, someone else kind of goes over and like grabs the kid and like kind of like not obviously not her parents, but like it's a neighbor or something, and they grab her and kind of like take care of her. As you pass through the door, Alyssa kind of touches each of you, like grabs your hand and kind of touches it and feels you, and then lets you go in. She does that for each of you.
not a twig monster, but good for checking.
Is it heat you're looking for, Alyssa? Wait, don't tell me.
Honestly.
Can I divine from her thoughts? Which I want to try and read her mind.
Can you read minds?
Nope. But maybe I can use willpower
try.
as this kind of psychology check. Is it?
Oh yeah, you can make
looking
a
for heat.
scrutinize roll and see if like to kind of determine what she's thinking or what her mental state is. You can kind of determine if she's lying or not. But yeah.
Okay, well, I dropped the tins. Hold on, I need a tray. Great.
Those are the videations of Phrenic are the ones that have to do with the mind and reading minds and controlling minds. Yeah.
I am not phrenic enough for that. I got a 55 and a 43.
Oh, so it's a critical fail. So you have no idea
no.
what she's thinking. But she does. But after
Yes.
you say, was it heat? She says, well, This one's wise, isn't she? She's quite wise.
Yeah, very wise. She's so
Seems-
wise.
Seems you know more about what's happening than I would have thought.
And then upon time, from time to time, I can call upon an outsider.
You're not. We talked about how you're not supposed to say that. To
I
people
said I
and-
will continue to talk about it because I love to talk about what
No,
makes me
yeah.
special.
I have
Adel.
no interest in these dark magics.
Well,
and I
you
reject
did just a
them.
moment ago.
Very, very wise of you. Very wise. You are Alyssa, are you?
I am.
Greetings. I am Valerius Cicero. I must say, you generating quite a bit of excitement in High Salt.
I'm just gesturing behind once he introduces himself, and I'm like, he's a good one. Don't worry. Don't worry about the last
Right.
name.
Yeah.
Jesus
When he-
Christ.
yeah, I feel like we opened with our worst qualities.
Yeah. I'm like, why are they
You-
talking?
You do see her face kind of like close up like the shutters of a castle, like when he mentions that, or hints at that. But she looks at you and she's interested to follow through and see what's going on. So
It's okay. He does not like his aunt.
what sort of interest? What sort of interest is this?
Well, that's what we're trying to determine. Rest assured that I often find myself working at cross purposes to some of my relatives, but they seem to be very interested in you. Do you have any idea why that might be?
Some think I'm an important person.
That's vague.
It is vague. But I don't know you well enough to be more specific.
I think you can trust us. We are very trustworthy, especially myself.
Oh God. I push past the rest of the group and I just want to grab Alyssa by the hand.
This is a true statement. I'm a very trustworthy, charismatic person.
I will open myself. I could show you my outsider imp.
Alyssa,
Yeah, please.
look, we
You-
have been
you-
through a lot. I have risked my life for you, and even though you didn't see these ones, they helped. And I promise you, we wouldn't come all this way if it weren't incredibly important for us to be here to help you with whatever this is. So I ask for your grace. Please trust us. We're here to help however we can.
Well, you've chosen some interesting companions.
You can't help who you take the help you get.
We can hear you. We are right here.
Yeah, you have been weird the whole time. There was she just starts going off on like a long tangent about the weird thing that she saw inside the house that only she was bothered by, and is just screaming. And we all saw it, and I'm the only one that seems to be reacting to the fact that there was like a thing and it was choking, and you're fine, and you blink to the other room, and you're like a bunch of people, and you keep looking at me like, oh, you don't know the people, and it's just
Fire monsters have to burn.
Go on.
You can help, but I'm not sure what you can do. I need to get to a place further within the woods, some standing stones. But if you help me to get there, then you're going to put us all in greater peril. But I don't know of anyone else who could help me get there.
Wait, so this is a bad thing to help you?
Have you met your others?
Others?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, I
we
see.
have others too?
What? Lith, you're not going to believe this.
Like the thing that attacked the girl. Is that what you mean?
But we just got here. Oh, I don't like this at all.
Lisa, you're
But
being very withholding with your information. You're telling me that there's another Regine Foultongue? I am one of a kind.
Now
What-
that-
I must kill it.
Now that you have entered the domain of autumn, you will all have others, and they will be looking for you to replace you.
Well, rabbits do seem pertinent now.
The four of you seem rather dangerous, if I may say so. You're well armed, and Not without skills from what I know of Rima. Your others will be the same.
Oh.
As
This
deadly-
can turn into piercing steel.
Then so will theirs.
Well, ooh.
Oh, I don't like that. I wouldn't want to go up against Regine, no.
And do these others have any particular weaknesses?
I know that once someone is replaced, then the skin is warm, hot to the touch, as if someone has a fever, but they don't sweat, and they're strangely emotionless. They serve the Elk of Autumn.
And if we had not interrupted that thing with the girl, then it would have replaced her.
Is that what you did? Yes, then
Yes.
you saved her.
How many of you have been saved from your other?
Everyone here has defeated their other or has seen their other killed.
Well done, everyone. Bravo. A drink to that. Valorous, I assume.
It was
the
not
same?
without a great loss of life.
Of course.
I pour one out.
But you said that the others look just like us. Yeah.
Once
But
they
what-
kill you and replace you, then they look like
Oh, all right. So right now, though, we
It's
see
the
our
girls'
others.
panic.
They're just like they look like the fire sort of. They're on fire, so it's really obvious. We wouldn't see them and be like, I don't know if that's me or if I'm me.
you. They are crude homunculi, golems in your shape, but with your strengths and your knowledge, they will anticipate anything you do,
But we will also anticipate anything they do. Yeah.
I suppose.
Think of whatever you would do and do the opposite of what you would do, or what you would do if you were going to do what you would do.
But isn't that what they would do?
Oh, no! Not if they don't know we're coming.
But they know all the things we know.
Well,
Or perhaps they knew all the things we knew at the point in which we stepped into autumn and their homunculus forms were created.
That's a good question. Answer that one.
well, at the very least, we should be quite literally an even match for them, yes?
Yes.
And
Uh,
your other has been destroyed.
I have not seen my other.
Ah, then it is an even fight, yes.
And there
It is-
are, of course, others who were replaced, and they are still with the elk. So I don't know that the fight will be exactly even.
Hmm.
Yes, it seems of 50, only 12 remaining is rather slim numbers in the elk's favor.
Would Regine's other also have an other?
Oh, yes, an outsider. An outsider's outsider? A reverse outsider.
An insider?
Ooh! Well, if there aren't many.
Beatrice,
I don't know how this dark magic would affect what is happening here. This is beyond anything I'm aware of. I follow the old religions, and that is why those of the city seek me.
Ah, then it becomes clear. Well, I think I speak for the group when I say we would like to try to assist these people, and if the best way to do that is getting you to your designated spot in the woods, then you may count on us.
out of character question.
Mhm.
How would I feel about the old religions?
That's a good question. I think like the old, this is like before, like maybe even, maybe even before these gods, but it's like the old religions, you probably probably don't have a lot of feelings either way about them, because like those are the old gods, you know what I mean? They were killed not too long ago, but yeah.
But they're like
My-
old human gods. They're not like related to Hecate.
No, they're not. Yeah.
Okay, all right. More human nonsense. Cool.
Probably.
I'm
Yeah.
being reached by a spirit named Anna. What if we each fight one another's others?
That's a good idea because, they can't anticipate what that person is doing. So
Inget could yell to the other if they see something. I mean, not the other. I mean, like I yell to you, not your other. It's all very confusing.
Well, it sounds like a sound plan if that is an option, but they may not give us that choice. I'm not sure how these things manifest. They might simply appear beside us. That thing seemed to be waiting for the child when she ran into the house, or perhaps it just materialized there when she appeared. So,
but just as I attacked that Azaf as a girl, we can attack each other's Azaf for
Very
each
well.
other.
Yes.
that sounds
Now-
like a fair plan.
Perhaps we need to use a bit of stealth as we approach, and we can learn whether they have to move as we would, or if they are able to sort of manifest in different places.
Very well.
Yes.
You know the location that you seek, this place in the woods?
It is an ancient place of power, and with it I will be able to get the elk to move on to where it belongs, or where it is headed.
Alyssa, why are you so uniquely capable of this feat? What's the thing that you're not saying?
I'm powerful with the magic of the old gods. I'm descended from those who communed with them, and I am a druid.
Mm.
The
I'm
elk is
gonna-
not evil. The elk is not evil, but it has been wronged greatly. It is something new.
I'm going to scrutinize as she's telling this to the others. Nope, I don't know. Maybe she's telling the truth or not. This is all rather new to me. I'm used to just drinking in nice bars.
Well, unless there's anything else, if anyone else would like to come and fight, I suggest you arm yourselves. Alyssa, do you
Yeah.
suggest it be just us?
Yeah, none of these people look like they're in any shape to like help you out in any way. You're surprised they're still alive with whatever they went through. Like clearly, like she must have helped them, because they're just like a bunch of they're just common people, you know.
Before we go, I would like to look at the tower. I'm sure it's totally secure. Obviously, it's a nice tower, but I want to look at it just to make sure it's secure and that there's no weaknesses. And also, maybe if they have any crude weapons, I can improvise them into something more useful.
Alyssa suggests that when you leave to head towards the Standing Stones, that the villagers, if you let them, take your horses and go to High Salt.
Sure.
Okay, then I'm just going to have some crude weapons.
All right.
That's what I got, man. It's my thing.
Okay.
She seems to think like as soon as you start heading towards the Standing Stones, that that will be a distraction and they can get out of here.
Okay, I'm not going to do anything this fun.
Apparently they don't have much food left.
I would like to,
go on.
if I can climb to the top of the tower, if there is a ladder or stairs, and have a look out. Use my awareness to see as far as I can in the direction of the Standing Stones.
Okay. You get to the top of the tower and immediately you're struck by how red the sky looks. It's actually, you've been traveling for a while and it's now, you've been in the village for a while. Evening is coming and there's the smell of smoke because of the red haze from the fires all around. And yeah, you can't see much through the mist, but you know that the elk is out there. You can feel it with your otic senses. Somewhere out there, there is a sliver of something deific, and it's nothing. Even like Blith as a powerful being is nowhere near what this is. There's something out there, moving through the world beyond your comprehension, more powerful than anything you've ever encountered. Why don't you make a peril roll?
Oh, good. I believe in you.
And what am I attempting? Resolve?
Resolve, yeah.
I succeed.
Okay, good.
While
Once again, you
review-
sense that it senses you as you sense it.
while Regine is doing that, I want to find the leader of like sort of the self-styled leader, someone who's trying to organize the group that's going to be headed back to High Salt.
It's kind of Alyssa. Like
Okay.
they're just doing what she's telling them because they're
But she's not going with them back to High Salt.
She's
Yeah.
going with you.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, she
Yeah.
think the
I'm
person
going
who
to
will
look
be.
for the least hungry, sad person and
Okay,
decide that they're the leader.
great. What? Give me a leadership role
Ooh.
to
Right.
recognize who a good leader would be and give them good, a good pep talk.
Okay. Please roll good. Yeah. All right. 29 under 37.
Good. There's a young woman, really too young to be at this point dealing with this sort of responsibility, but like what she's been through has hardened her, and you sense that she will get these people to where they need to go. So, her name is Anis, and yeah,
I immediately clock her and kind of walk over. What's your name? You.
my name is Anis, miss.
Hi. Hello, my name is Rima. I don't know if Alyssa told you anything about me or how we know each other, but if you're headed back to High Salt, I need you to do me a favor. And I'm going to pull out the bag of money that I stole from that guy and press it into her hand and say, you need to head to the Brine Bear district. Her wayward children is a bar. It's full of friends. If you can get there, tell them I sent you, and old mother will take care of you. Do you understand?
I hear what you're saying, and I will do as you tell me. Thank you,
Okay.
Rima.
Yes.
While this is going on, the neighbor who took charge, it was Dana, right? The little girl?
Yeah.
I'll just write up something with like my personal seal on it. Just give her this and say it's something to the effect of like, this child is under my personal protection, and it'll admit, I probably can't just get everybody in, but the child and her caretaker will have admittance to my estate, essentially.
Great. Great.
I help no
plan.
one because apparently they don't need my help.
They're just a bunch of humans, like like weird fleshy humans with their feelings and smells and stuff.
Do we have anything to make light as we go? To
There's
see our
fire.
way.
Yeah, you can get some torches. You can definitely get some torches. There's there's stuff in the village that and in the tower supplies that to do that. Sure.
Great.
Yeah. Alyssa feels like you should be able to get to the stones by midnight, which is good because that is the best time to perform the ceremony.
Of course it is.
Ah, yes.
It's a powerful time.
Ugh. God forbid magic just work during the day when it's not creepy, like
Oh,
2
no,
p.m.
no. There are enough
Yeah.
shadows to make magic work during the day.
I do
Huh.
find the nighttime creepy. It happens every day. It's perfectly natural.
Great. Right.
Well, I mean, once
Shall
a
we walk?
cycle. I don't know.
Good.
I look over at Valerius. You kill my other. Please, you do it.
I'm not sure I could take you in a fight. Is the only thing, but I'll do my best. I shall
We're
endeavor to do my
friends. I like
best.
this.
Yes.
You could try to pay her as an off.
I
That's
do
true.
accept bribes.
And your
Yes.
mother will too then. Yes.
Regine, you hear a voice in your head. It is Blith. And Blith says, "Are you Regine?"
Yes. Why are you asking me this? You know this.
But which Regine are you?
Blith, are you contacting my other? Please don't. You will alert her of my presence and how I'm coming to kill her. Don't tell her that.
That's what she told me not to tell you.
Where is she? How far away?
But wait, I don't know if
Blith, the
you're
real Regine will make a clucking sound before I say anything. It's me.
That's what the real Regine said. If the other is the real Regine.
The other. No, I'm the real Regine.
I don't
Other
know.
Regine also clucked?
Yes. I feel like I shouldn't be telling you what she did in case you're the other.
Well, no, actually, tell me. How
Tell
would
him to hold hands with you.
hold my hand, Blith?
Here's my solution. I will serve both of you in equal capacity, and whichever one wins is the one I will serve.
Blith, show yourself to me and feel the temperature. You heard Alyssa say the thing about the temperatures. Come touch my temperature.
Well, you seem no different than the other regime. You seem exactly the same to me.
Blith. Blith. One is slightly warmer. Have you no gauge of temperature?
Is your outsider gaslighting you?
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. You are only hearing one half of my conversation. Yes. No, we're in very much trouble because Blith is an extremely powerful being and he's working both sides. I'll hang back for that reason. So Blith will have to do the same.
If I could know which one was really you, I would serve that one only, but I cannot tell. I cannot tell, mistress.
Tell him it's the one that's not made of like corn stalks and rotten rutabagas.
Wait, well,
Blith loves
what were
those
the
things.
things?
Aren't humans made of corn stalks and rotten rutabagas? They seem
doesn't
like
know
they are
any
to me
difference.
from a certain point of view.
Yell at it. Remember, Dana said that her parents were emotionless.
Blith, which one is getting angrier at you right now?
I cannot tell, mistress.
What was that?
Sorry, that one got me.
I cannot tell, mistress.
Blith, do you not? This is the first I'm understanding that you have never understood when I speak to you with emotion. Blith, do I seem calm right now? Do I?
No, yes. No,
I am furious. Is the other Regine currently furious?
She did tell me she was furious at one point.
Did she say it with volume or without volume? Blith, do you perceive nothing?
Mistress, don't worry. I will help you with the powers of the vitiations that I offer you. I will also help the other, but one of you will be successful, and that will simplify the situation. Currently, it is quite complicated. I've never had two of the same mistress at the same time. I've had two different masters at the same time that were completely different people, but I've never had two that were the same. It'll all work itself out, though. Good luck, mistress. I hope you win.
You're
And
saying
Blith
that
is
to
gone.
the other regime. This is most unfortunate.
So it looks like your other does have an insider.
Yes.
Blith is the ultimate insider.
Well, if Blith comes back, I can always punch you really hard in the arm and make you cry.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get it.
I don't think that
Yeah.
that doesn't. No, that doesn't.
We could
That's
try,
not how
yeah.
an outsider works.
I don't know.
I suppose it's not an inside. Well, the insider is the outsider. The insider and the outsider are
We
the
should
same.
get going.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So let's go to some stones, yeah, and
Great.
get questing.
So you spend a couple hours heading through the woods. Everybody make awareness rolls.
I love it when you do this. I'm so aware.
I'm too furious at the thought of Blith.
I rolled a 99.
Oh shoot. The skill is 100, right? So you're good.
No, but a crit is anything double
bad.
digits and over.
Is it to the double bad?
It could be a double good crit or it could be a double bad crit.
Sounds like a double bit.
Stop. Not you, the dice.
We should switch
My
dice
fault.
just for a moment.
What did everybody else get?
I got a 23 out of 42.
38 on a 43.
67 over 43.
I'm going to high five Valerius.
Great. So when this goes down, well, as you're going through the woods, something drops onto Rima, and it is Rima's double. Like literally, completely snuck up on her way better, like exactly as you would, but like got the jump on you.
I'm gonna go for the old blink and step.
Hold on. This is going to happen because of the critical fail. But
Hold on,
double...
there's a system. There are mechanics, Ash.
Okay. Your double hits you once.
Okay. 23 points.
I quickly do something before Joseph can say anything else.
So good. So 8 points, and it has like a crude version of your dagger. That it seems to have made from broken wood, but it seems just as effective as your dagger is. So yeah, you're gonna take 8 points. So what's your damage threshold?
5. I am superficially wounded.
And the second level is what?
11.
Okay, good. So yeah, you're superficially wounded. So yeah, it gets a flesh wound on you as it drops down. And let's see, Regine's double. So I was going to do something because she failed her awareness.
All right, you get 1. I want to fight mine now.
We'll get to fighting my double. Meanwhile, why don't you all go ahead and roll for initiative? Yeah.
What is it?
What you're going to do is roll a die 10 and just add your initiative. That's the number that you will go at. Nice.
Finally.
11.
Where's
what was
my
that? I'm sorry.
initiative?
Where do I find
Regine?
The same row as perception, all the way to the right.
Oh,
yeah, it's a
perfect, thank you.
secondary attribute.
Oh, right. There we go.
16.
18.
Well, that's fair.
My dice only know how to roll high, so they're like, finally.
It's actually good.
And Mark, what'd you get?
I got a 15.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Wait. Did you say you got a 50?
15.
Yeah.
15.
15.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
15.
like-
Yeah, I get a
Oh.
plus 49 on my... No.
My
plus
D10.
6. I rolled a 9, I got a plus 6.
Like, wow, your perception is great.
Can see through time.
I am at 420% perception.
Yeah. She has Hands of Trenchant Will active.
I don't even know what that means.
It's one of Regine's
Watch out.
variations.
They're steel hands.
Yeah, so she can like cut with her hands. So once again, these things all look like versions of you, but crudely made from organic matter, and they're kind of smoldering. Their faces are the most disturbing part because they're kind of like caricatures of your faces or reminiscent of your faces. Like you definitely recognize them. It's the physicalities of their body that is the most disturbing. Like they move the way you move. They're the same size as you are and same shape as you are.
What does mine look like?
Yeah.
Yours looks like the real version of you. So it's a tall, kind of slender, sort of
So it's
skinny.
even creepier.
It's even creepier. Yeah, you actually don't look like the thing, although the physicality of the way it moves is similar to how you move, even as a human. So
I'm sure Rima's just confused. They just did a really bad job on mine, Rima. It's such a terrible job they did.
Well, actually, why don't you all make peril rolls as well, since you're seeing these creepy creatures. A good thing to do.
Did I not get an Audic manifestation check before getting just a regular awareness for this oddity that is me?
I would have done that, but like Rima rolled a 99, so I think that's kind of going to affect all of you. That's a critical fail. So, like, if one of you would gotten a critical success, that I would have said that balanced out, but that did not happen. So,
well, I currently got a 22 on this peril threshold, so
nice.
Oh, that's good.
Crit success.
Yeah.
I definitely failed again. I don't know how to do this game good.
It's just rolling dice. Yeah, I mean, it's it's not good or bad. It's just you've been getting bad rolls. You've been getting like Ash has all of your luck tonight. Like it seems like
I failed. my peril check.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not a big
I'm
deal.
just
You're
I'm
gonna
slightly taken aback that it looks like the real me, and I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that
You're
is
gonna-
no one should see that.
you're gonna take a D10 peril.
And I'm gonna does my butt really look like that? 2.
The most important question to be asked when faced.
That's what I'm upset about. Is just like, that's what I look like.
Well, I am imperiled now, so
You're almost. You still have. You're not losing any skill ranks though, so you're. That's not bad.
I'm having a whole day. Oh,
But you get to go first.
cool, cool.
All right, so I'm going to attack Regine. The one that is Regine is attacking Regine with the stabby hands. Right. And it misses.
Just like I would have.
It's more like you than you thought. All right.
I anticipate its movement and step out of the way.
Great. So now we will circle back around to the top of the initiative. Actually, no, we should let Adel and Valerius go. They did not. They made their awareness checks. So Adel, you are next. What do you want to do? These things, yours is like a few paces away from you, and Valerius is like a few paces away from him.
I'm going to blink to mine and disarm it. I'll break its weapon. I'm assuming it's got a glaive as well.
It's got a weird like it's a glaive made from like wood and materials, but it looks similar to yours.
It doesn't anymore.
Is there an ability for breaking a weapon, or
Yes, as part of Artisan's Eye,
Mhm.
I'm now out of AP for this turn. But
Oh, so you're doing your level 3 technique. Is that what you're doing? This is really cool if you are.
yeah. So I'm using my knowledge of craft to shatter an enemy's weapon in their hand instead of simply parrying it, because I know that I'm really good at the glaive, but nothing else in combat. So I'm gonna get rid of that glaive, because that would be really hurtful.
Great. So you have to kind of wait for it to attack you, because that is a parry, but that will happen. Instead of it actually hitting you, you'll break the glaive. I believe that's how that works.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it doesn't.
I guess it does. It isn't, instead of a simple parrying it.
Yeah. So you could just like teleport over to it and just kind of wait until it attacks you, and then you can completely, using your technique, and then losing all of the powers of that technique, it goes face down, for this special moment. But and it goes right after you do, since it has the same initiative as you do. It's just slightly after you. So you can just wait for it to attack, and then you shatter its weapon, and it smashes the weapon out of its hands. And it will try to attack again with its bare hands.
I will not dodge, unfortunately.
But it misses you. So.
And does everybody else know how combat works with AP action points?
We have 3 action points, correct? And we may have special moves as part of our technique that cost 1, 2, or 3.
Correct.
And you at the beginning of every one of your turns, you get 3 more points. But if you don't spend all 3 points, like if you hold on to a point, then when you get attacked, you can like dodge or block. But if you spend all 3 points, you can't do anything.
Oh, so it's 1 AP to use just your normal weapon. Got it.
And you can do multiple attacks. The second attack is -10. The third attack is -20 to hit. And each one uses an AP. So you could burn up all your APs on 3 attacks, or you can attack once and save your AP to parry, or to dodge. It's up
Or
to
to
you.
shatter a weapon.
Yeah. Currently, Rima and Regine, you don't have any AP, because you messed your awareness roll. So until your turn comes up, you won't have any at all. So you can't even dodge stuff yet. I was wrong about the roll, Ash. I'm sorry. The thing did hit you. And it does 10 points of damage.
Oh,
Okay. It's okay. I've got that's still just 1 for me.
Okay, so you are now superficially wounded.
Yeah, but it's just whatever, superficial.
I like this mechanic. You must get through thresholds in order to take more levels of damage.
Yeah, it can be like one attack can go like it adds an interesting level of randomness. Like you could literally kill like any tiny person could like kill a giant monster if they get lucky enough. But you know, by the same time, like a giant monster could very easily. It's like it's all about like threshold. It is kind of cool. I agree.
It's
Anyway.
very cool.
Let's see. So that was Ash. So now we are to Mark Valerius. So you made your roll. So you're gonna get a to go before your double goes, your other goes, your bifold.
Okay, now we're not on horseback anymore. We sent the horses away. So
Horses
we're
are
just on
gone with
foot.
the villagers. Yeah.
So as I see this thing coming, I drop down to the ground and basically roll away into, you know, behind trees and stuff, going into cover, trying to lose it. And what I want to do is use my spiritual labyrinth to cloak myself from its perceptions. I'm assuming that it's probably tied to me through the ood or whatever, that it's somehow that's how it senses me, because it's so
Definitely. Yeah.
I am now invisible to it.
Great.
And it cannot perceive me at all.
Yeah, you've removed yourself from anything in the odd sensing you, and this is definitely sensing you through the odd. It has no eyes, so that must be how it's sensing you, and it is, as you say, tied to you. So yeah, it can no longer. You sense that it's no longer like it kind of moves around. Like where did my other go? And it's not really. It's invisible, or you are invisible to it.
Now, how many action points did that use?
I don't think it takes any action points. It doesn't say that it does, so I think you can just choose to do it.
Okay.
You can do it once per session. So yeah, you are invisible.
Right. And would I gain some sort of advantage on attacking it then? Like a flip to
You get a
succeed?
flip to succeed. Yeah, you get a flip to succeed, and I would say do flip to succeed on a stealth check, and then if you make that, then you can, because it still somewhat perceives you based on this description.
Oh,
If
and the other thing is, I think this applies to all of them. Like none of them would be able to perceive me if I make this.
It is true. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we explain what flip to perceive is to people? Because I think it's a really cool mechanic.
Oh, flip to
succeed.
Yeah. Why don't you explain it, Becca?
Okay. You may flip the digits of your roll if it helps you succeed. Like if you have a 62, it can be a 26, and if you have a 26, it stays a 26.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna flip mine because I rolled a 39 and I've got agility with stealth skill, so that puts me at 40. So I have succeeded by one. I will not be flipping those.
Great. So yeah, so you can sneak up on it, and I will give you a flip to succeed on your attack then, because it can't perceive you. And I'll also add an extra fury die in there. Why not? Because you can like try to stab it in the back.
Okie doke.
Fury die.
Okay,
Fury die.
A 22 on 52.
That's a critical hit.
That's a crit. Yes.
Yay!
So
Yeah.
so I've got my attribute bonus, and what else? How many dice will I roll?
You're gonna, well, you would re-rolling too, but since you got a critical hit, you're gonna add another fury die in there. So yeah, so you roll 3d6 and add your dagger bonus, or your I guess combat bonus, right?
Which of furies.
which is
Or the
5.
dagger's finesse, so you add your agility bonus,
Okay.
which is 3.
I've got 4 on my sheet.
Oh, then do that.
Yes.
I might be looking at the wrong sheet.
So 3d6, and did you say add another fury die on top of that, or just the 3 die?
That is with the other fury die, because you got an extra one for sneaky attack and then a third one for critical hit.
Okay, I got a 5, a 6, and a 1. I'm going to re-roll the 6.
Nice.
And that gives me a 4. So total of 16 plus another 4 from the attribute bonus, 20 total.
Hey.
Great. So it is now moderately wounded because it has exactly the same damage threshold as you do. And you are going to roll a chaos die for injury.
Let's go.
Just a d6?
Yeah, just a d6. If you roll a 6, then it is injured.
I have rolled a 5.
Okay, so it is not. It is not. Doesn't get an extra injury, but it's moderately wounded. You got a really good hit on it and gouged part of it out. And as you kind of cut into it, there's like heat that radiates out of it. You can sense that it is its insides are like internally combustioning. You can see like even the inside of a charcoal that's in a campfire.
And it still can't perceive me, correct? Like it's being attacked by an invisible foe, as far as it knows.
Done.
Correct. Yeah, you're not perfectly invisible. You still have to make a stealth check every time you do this, but yeah, it is invisible. And now it is its turn, and as its turn begins, it disappears, and you are no longer able to observe it. It disappears from all of you. Now his double is a hazy form that none of you can see. For it has all the same powers in reverse that Valerius has. So now there are these two shadowy figures, and it's going to do the exact same thing you did. It's going to try to sneak up on you. I roll a 49. Do I succeed at a stealth check with a 49, Mark? You're looking at your character sheet. I'll have you look because it's exactly your roll.
No, my stealth is a total of 40, 30 agility plus 10 stealth.
All right, so this then is just a normal attack, not. And I roll an 80, which is a miss, but I'll try again with minus 10. And I roll a 60. So what is your chance to hit with a regular attack?
Regular attack, I've got combat 42, and it's martial melee.
Yeah,
melee. That'll be my total
so
is 52.
Yeah. So and then it would be minus 10 because it's a second attack. So it misses you. So both of its attacks do not hit you. And it's going to save that last AP probably for to defend itself. So that is the shadow Valerius.
Our others are notably worse than your others, Regine and Rima.
Yes. Well, what does that say about us?
Oh.
So Regine, you now have 3 AP. It's the start of your turn. Your double is already gone because it got the drop on you. But now you can go.
Excellent.
Do I
So
not
they
get to
are now
go?
lacking in one of their AP or more?
But Rima has a higher
Right.
initiative than
yeah.
Regine.
Oh, that's a good point. We should just go to the very beginning of the next turn because you shouldn't be able to do anything this turn because Rima didn't get to. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can go. I feel like
Yeah.
I blew up your spot, and I apologize.
No, you
It's
both,
okay. You go. You go.
It's
No, you both
fair.
lost. You both lost your
I should have
spots
lost it.
because
I thought I
you
was very
failed your
excited
awareness
because in
check.
my mind I was already resigned to not acting this turn and forming a plan.
Great. So now we go to Rima, and it is now your turn. Since you missed your awareness check, though, and since your double acts at the same turn, it's going to go before you this time.
Okay.
So it goes on your turn, but it goes first. So it's going to attempt to attack you. I roll an 81. Is it going to save? Would you think you'd save your 2 AP, or would you attack again? What do you think?
Oh, man. Yeah, she would try so wildly to get a hit in. Like,
Okay. All right. And I roll an 85. So I think.
oh no, you
yeah,
have my dice.
I've inherited your double has inherited your luck with dice as well.
No.
So yeah, so that's once again she's going to keep that final AP just in case she needs it. So that is so now it's your turn, Rima. What are you going to do?
Sweet. The smartest thing Rima could do in the meta sense is make sure she doesn't roll her dice. I'm going to use my 3 AP move, low blow, and I'm going to like feint and draw her in and knock out my other. I just get to do that. So I think I just rope-a-dope her off of that like first stab wound and just wrap her up. And I would like how knocked out do we feel? What is knocked out?
Knocked out is completely helpless, and you could kill it if you want to. Like it's completely, or in the case of these things, it might even be dead. Like it might just not be able to be knocked out,
Okay. Then yeah, I think she kind of like staggers into this fight, and it's like a twist of things, and then she's able to like get behind it. And I love the 2-inch twist. That's my favorite thing. So she like locks her up in a grapple and does the like neck. And just
Great.
and then
Yeah.
just collapses on the ground underneath her pile of other.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 misfortune as as you defeat your other and use its ability autumnal flames. When dying, this creature bursts into an inferno of flames. All those within one distance of it are exposed
Yes!
to moderately dangerous flames, which is only you. You're the only one close enough to be exposed.
Yeah.
But you're relaxed. You're like, I did it, and you feel like it like heating up. It's like, and it's like what you would do. It's like I'm not gonna let you just defeat me. I'm gonna have one last,
Dang
strike in
it!
there.
This thing is me!
And it bursts into flames. It explodes into flames. You're gonna make a coordination roll to see if you can avoid
Okay.
the fire. It's just
Please.
a straight up coordination check. What'd you get?
I think it's a no.
I want to cry because I rolled a 99 again.
Oh no!
I don't know how this keeps happening.
All right.
That's when
Different
Rima
dice.
died.
So I'm going to expose you to seriously dangerous flames rather than
Yeah,
moderately
let's do
dangerous flames.
this. Why do we? Oh, God.
All right. So I'm rolling.
All the dice.
Oh my God.
So this is 24 damage from fire.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough to do it.
No.
But I would like to trigger my death frenzy then.
Well, you also remember you have a fate point. If you die, you can save your life by spending your fate. You've been touched by fate, and you have that fate point. You can save your life. You get one.
How
Like
do
once
these
a
things
week
trigger?
or
Because
Do you want to use the death frenzy and spend the fate point?
if
both?
I can do both, I would love to. Because you know what? No, I don't want my fate point. I want my death fucking frenzy. Please, sir, let me go out in a literal blaze of glory.
I tell you what, you're committing to your death frenzy, so let's see what happens with that.
Cool.
And then if at a later time I might let you spend your fate point.
Okay, thank
if you
you.
use these final moments worthy of spending it. How
Is
about
that a special ability or
It is a special ability. It's my heritage trait.
oh?
Hatred runs through my veins. So once I reach slain on the damage track, I remove all ranks from the peril condition. And all mortal targets currently engaged with me are slain, or I perform a critical hit against targets that are anything else.
So you can do a
I'm
critical hit against
tired.
any of the other Pyric bifolds.
Is it any or all? That's my question.
I think if like you're surrounded by a bunch of foes, you wipe them all out.
It
You
is
just
all.
kill them all.
Yeah.
But the other
Sweet.
foes are not nearby. So, but you can give a critical hit on one of the ones that's attacking one of your compatriots if you want.
I got mine.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I mean mine. I'm on it.
Yeah, no problem. Who's is closest? Okay, this is my like little extra bonus. I know I can't see Valerius's bad boy. Can my death frenzy land a critical hit on something I can't see?
I think so. Why not?
Dope.
Yeah.
I think her eyes just like she's got those like burst blood vessels in her eyes as she like gets up out of the fire, like still aflame, and just reaches out into the nothing and holds on to a body and like drags him into corporealness and just lands like one big hit before dropping again.
Great. Go ahead and use whichever weapon you want to use and do 2d6 for your fury dice. You have 2 fury dice and add that up.
Explode those
So-
dice. Explode
Yeah,
those dice.
Please.
I now
Finally,
only
the
have
dice know how to
one-
fall hard.
One misfortune left.
Okay. That's 10 total. Oh wait, plus. Do I get to do my plus 6 damage?
Yes.
Okay. So 16 total.
And looking at Mark, that's 2 levels, right, on the damage chart, Mark. For you?
Hold on. 16. Yes, but my third level is 17.
Right. So you are now, your bifold is now moderately wounded. Or wait, you already got it moderately wounded.
It was
right?
already moderately wounded. Yeah.
Oh, so now it's grievously wounded. So Rima, go ahead and roll 3d6 for your chaos dice, and you want to roll 6s. If any of them is a 6, let me know.
Okay. I have 1 6. So a 3, and a 6, plus another 2. is math like 11 plus 3 is 14.
Only 6s matter for the chaos dice.
Oh,
you're
okay,
not-
so
you're not
just
adding
one
them together.
then.
Yeah, good. So roll another die though, because you rolled a 6. So you still, that also means you get to roll another die to see if you get a chance to roll another 6.
No, I don't.
Okay. I think Yak gets injured. Tell me what. I think it's you're killing it, but tell me what happens. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. She just reaches out, grabs it, and like drags it from whatever like magic was allowing it to be incorporeal. And I think she just sort of like wraps up around it and then like gets in really close. And like her hand just sort of flicks out. You don't really see where it is. She pulled from like some burning pocket on her and just buries her dagger into the neck and just kind of crumples down with it.
Great. And then you're passed out, maybe dead. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens to Rima as we circle around. That was super dramatic and awesome. I love that you jumped out of a fireball and killed someone, like killed an opponent. That was awesome. All right. So Rima, and then now we are to Adel.
Did Regine go?
I'm probably later. My initiative was 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stab myself. So, hello, unarmed me. Prepare to die. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this the combat. I got a 17 out of 58. So
Right,
that's a stab.
Unarmed you is going to try to dodge though.
Well, I'd like to see unarmed me try.
Unarmed me is not as lucky as you are with the dice, and it fails to dodge.
You cannot dodge my glaive. And then what do? I roll just 1d6, yeah?
Yes.
8. So that is 1 on the damage track. And I'm gonna stab her again.
All right, so -10 for the second attack.
Oh yes, I got it by 2. Sorry, that was creepy. I won't laugh.
No,
at
and it was great.
You're a creepy elf creature.
I like your creepy.
Not an elf. I'm just
Not
human. I'm just
What
so
elf?
human.
I will
Clearly
please
human.
let me die not having figured it out.
So that is that's annoying is what that is. So 9 damage. So that's just 1 more on the track.
Okay. So it's lightly injured,
And
lightly wounded. And then
I'm so mad that it looks so weird. Like I think it's a terrible representation of me that I'm going to stab it again, and I'm going to just be like, I'm not that.
you're going to use up all your
dangerous.
AP. You're going one more.
I'm going for
All
it.
right.
I have been inspired by my dead friend.
You don't have to
Dying.
dodge a dead thing. Let's go.
I got an 18.
Right.
All right. Okay, this is on you. Just keep rolling 6. You got this. You got this, tiny die.
You know, you can spend a fortune point to turn it automatically into a 6.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
No,
Wait, you said don't do it? I
Do
thought you
it.
said, oh, do it.
Do it.
no, I don't
Do
want him to
it.
have more misfortune.
Do it.
Yeah, I will say
gonna-
that
I'm gonna do it.
I have 1 misfortune, and the ability I just used costs 2 misfortune. So I'll just point that out.
Don't give him a
because-
second. He's gonna light us on fire.
Okay.
Being on fire
Never
is
mind.
fun.
Burn us. Put us on fire. Burn us all.
Y'all got 8 left to burn. I mean, except for Ash.
Right, but if I kill it, we only have yours left, is the thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna spend it. Yeah, turn it to a 6. Ha ha ha.
Roll another 6.
I just got a 13.
I don't believe you. I'm gonna come in there.
You
You should. You
all
can
right.
come in.
I
You
believe
come
you.
come on
I
in
believe
here.
you. You rolled 2 18s
Okay.
tonight.
Okay. So that's 3 6s. So it's 18, 20, 25. Which
Yeah,
is
it's dead.
that's
And you did
Okay.
spend a fortune, so I can have it burst into flames if I want to, and try to immolate you.
I am a yard away.
Yeah, no, that's true because you have that long pointy weapon, right? Well, you're not a yard away though because it attacked you with its hands. So even though you could like it's close to you. It's definitely close to you. Yeah, give me a coordination roll. It's gonna burst into flames. I'm gonna spend my misfortune.
Let's go.
That's fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Another interesting fact about misfortune: when I spend it, it doesn't go back to you; it just goes away.
So I rolled a 30. Do you want me to send you a picture of it or put like where is
Oh, that's fine.
coordination? Okay, so yeah, 30 out of 43.
All right. So yeah, so you're good. You're fine. Yeah, you were able to jump out of the flames as it
This is really the best results.
Adel, I don't
Good
like
job.
seeing your elf form burn like that. I know it was evil.
So the only one left is Regine. And it's going to go first because you missed your awareness roll, right?
I wanted
although
to go first.
Mark's
Come
turn,
at me,
Mark's turn comes
ugly
next, though, actually.
Regine.
I don't want to skip Mark's turn. So Mark, it's your turn. Your double's dead. The only other double left is Regine's double. So
And Regine's double can't see me, if that's correct.
that is correct. You can still
Okay.
sneak up on it and do the old sneaky.
Yeah, I think that's probably
Um,
something to do. And it's
point
it's
of
the only
order.
one alive, right?
Evil Regine has witch's blood as her heritage trait and Odic manifestation.
It's true, but Valerius is hidden. He has Labyrinth of the Odd, which specifically hides. Like you don't even see him. Like you have a hard time seeing him. With your odd sight. Like it's specifically for hiding from mystical creatures. So
How
Mm.
odd.
good one.
And Regine's is the only one active, right?
Correct. That's the only one left alive. The others have all been
Okay.
defeated.
I was going to try something fancy, but against a single foe, I don't think it's actually that effective. So
You're just
I'm
gonna
gonna
like walk up and go
Do it.
yeah. Well,
be
it's
fancy.
it's a thing that turns my enemies against each other, and if there's only one of them, I don't think it attacks
What would
itself.
that
So
do?
yeah, so
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll just do the attack on it. So this will be flip to succeed on martial melee.
We'll make a stealth roll first.
Oh, stealth roll first,
Flip to
yeah.
succeed on the stealth roll, and then flip to succeed if you make that.
Okay, my stealth is 40. I roll 09, so I did fairly well on that stealth. Now let's try going for combat. It will be a total of 52, and I got a 40, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Flip
go
it.
ahead.
Flip it. You got a 4.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I flipped his. Well, does that doesn't
Doesn't really
affect it.
matter.
Yeah, 'cause
No,
it
it's
wasn't a
way
double.
cooler though.
It
Yeah.
is cool.
Super
Way
powerful
better.
stab.
And then how many dice again am I rolling, and what am I adding to see what I do to this?
This isn't a critical, so it's just a straight 1 fury die, 1d6 plus whatever your weapon bonus, your attribute bonus is for the weapon you have.
Okay, attribute bonus. This will be combat bonus, right?
Right. If you scroll to the bottom of your character sheet, it'll say for each weapon basically what you're rolling, whatever the basic damage is.
Here we go.
there.
So my
Yeah.
dagger is 1d6 plus 3.
Yeah, but I think you're adding 5 before, right? Am I wrong?
No, I was adding 4 because that's what it says on my agility. Is actually
Yeah, and it's a
4.
finesse weapon, so that's a typo. Yeah, it should be 4. Yeah.
Okay, so 1d6 plus 4, and I add
Right.
1 fury die.
No, the 1d6 is your fury die. You only have 1 fury die.
Okay, so I'm just rolling 1d6 plus 3. Okay,
Plus
Plus
4,
4.
because that
sorry,
yeah.
1d6 plus 4. So that is a 3 plus 4, 7.
7. And it's
That is
going
my
to
first
try
threshold. Oh,
it's gonna try to dodge. And your dagger is a fast weapon, so it gets -10 to dodge.
Okay,
But it did keep an AP, so it's gonna try to dodge. But I rolled an 84. That was not a great roll. So you hit,
okay.
and you did 7. And so what
7
is your
points
AP again, Becca? It's like 5. What is it?
sorry, AP.
Yeah, or your
Your
damage
damage
threshold.
threshold.
No, yeah, 4. 4 and then
what-
10. So it
4
just
and then
level
10.
1.
So level 1. So now it is superficially wounded.
Okay.
That's the first blood, right?
Yes. Bleed, you foul-tongued beast. It's our last name.
Ah.
Yeah.
So I'm now engaged with it, I assume. Yes.
Yes, you're engaged with it.
Uh,
So if it
Congratulations.
if
I
it blows up,
know.
you would take damage. But I don't have any misfortune left, so it's not going to blow
Okay.
up. So
And it's
Okay.
Evil Regine's turn.
It is Evil Regine's turn. Evil Regine's going to attack you because its goal is to defeat you and take your place. So,
Come at me.
and I roll a 22, which is a critical hit. And that's right. I'm using those fell-handed, the hands of trenchant will. So I
I
get to
choose
use.
not to block.
Whoa.
You're just gonna.
I take it.
Wow, that's hardcore.
And I look straight in other Regine's eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't really have eyes; just it has smoldering holes in its face. What kind of face it has. So that's critical. So I'll roll 2 of these.
I look deep in her smoldering holes.
And what's your WB? What's your willpower bonus?
5.
All right, so 15.
I take 15.
Yeah.
That's 2. I'm lightly wounded.
All right.
Is that all you have, other Regine?
No, it's going to attack you again. It
Wait,
likes where this
oh.
is going.
Okay, but it did dodge Valerius once, right? So this is its last potential attack of the
At
thing.
No,
the
because it
beginning of
gets
its turn, it
gets
gets
3 AP back again. So it used the AP it saved from its last turn to dodge, and now at the beginning of its new turn, it gets 3 new AP. So now it's down to 1 after this attack. And I rolled a 36. Which what is your combat stat? Becca?
2.
So 36. This is simple melee. So it's actually, yeah, it hits
My
you.
simple melee uses my will bonus instead. If it also has the same talent I have.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
Well, you steal my talents too?
And I rolled a 6 on the Fury die. So I'm going to roll another die, and I rolled a 4. So that's 10 plus 5, so 15 again. So 2 more. So you are now
2
down.
more levels.
You're seriously wounded. So we're going to roll a couple chaos dice to see if you take any wounds. And you don't. I rolled 2s, so that's good. You are seriously wounded. So.
So the first one was the hands of trenchant will, and the second was her attacking with her weapon, which mine is a staff. So
No, it's using hands of trenchant will both times. It's
Got
just
it.
like which is like pretty good.
that makes my hands or her hands turn into steel. They can cut through flesh and parry as if they were steel.
Yeah. And I think
Maybe you should have dodged.
she's gonna spend her last AP and make 1 more attack at -20.
Oh, wow.
But she misses that one. So
Where did she stab me with her magic hands?
she hit slashed you across the front. And it's it doesn't, the hands look normal, but as she does it, it cuts open your flesh and your and then she slashed your arm on this side. So yeah. And then her third hit, you dodged under it and it missed you. It just whiffed in the air.
Now
now
you're
it is
finished.
She is finished.
All right. I want to instantaneously communicate with Blith.
All right.
Oh, Blith. Can you tell which of us has attacked and which hasn't yet? You said you would be fair.
Yes, but oh.
I would like to use my combat theurgy of sacrifice. And I would like one of my outsiders to take an opponent as a sacrifice, devouring them completely in a way, any way Blith would prefer. Blith, I'd have a treat for you. It's me, but not me, the other me. The one who's been attacking. Devour her. This will flip my technique.
All right. So the bifold lunges again towards you, and it stops, and it's kind of quivering, and it almost kind of starts to get bigger and a bit larger, and then it bursts into pieces that fly everywhere, and you see all of you see Blith standing there, this crazed little small creature with its head on upside down, its face upside down, and it's giggling and kind of drooling into its own eyes, and the ends of its extremities are these rotten stumps, it's this just horrifying form, and it goes, and it fades away.
Sweet Blith. Did you see how cute it was when he devoured my other? Yes. Oh, Rima!
Yeah, I think she's dead.
Not if I spend a fate point, she isn't.
Correct. You can spend a fate point to save her. And
I will.
All right. Great. So you tell me how you revive her, what that looks like.
Valerius rushes over to her fallen form and immediately pulls out a very expensive-looking bottle of salve and then begins dabbing it on. This ointment was very dear. It came in the marketplace, but I've been told it has miraculous qualities. It is an unguent.
Great. And so Rima, yeah, you come too. You're
Hey. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome.
Ow.
Yes, you're going to be a little stingy for a while.
I'm assuming we won. Oh,
Yes, and that was so cool what you did with the, you were on
Fireball.
fire.
Yes, very
You
neat.
were on fire,
what are you
you know what I
talking
mean?
about?
You,
Both metaphorically and literally.
You totally
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
my guy. You killed my guy and you killed yours.
you were like this, like, sort of fireball. You came out and you like grabbed it, doing step, and then you fell over. It was so cool.
Don't you remember?
No, I remember taking mine down and then, just a world of fire exploded over me.
Well, pretty much. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. And then you dabbing smells really good on me.
as you kind of recovering from this battle where you defeated, your duplicates, you suddenly realize, where did Alyssa go? Where was she this whole time? She was with us, and now she's not in your general vicinity. And you see in the distance, she is standing in front of, like, it's quite a ways away, like about 100 yards. She's standing in front of this giant, majestic elk. That is not an elk. Its face is ripped open. What there is, because there's no face, and it's more like a broken open piece of driftwood that is burning from the inside, and it is made out of burning wood, and you can sense even from this distance the power that it represents, and you can feel the heat of it from here. And on its back, as if riding it, is Alyssa's bifold, is sitting on its back. And she's standing in front of it, motionless, and you feel like you're looking on something, I don't know, like a movement of something very important, like something here that only you're lucky to see or cursed to see. And as you watch, the bifold reaches down to her, and she reaches her hand up, and it pulls her up so that she is up on top of the elk behind it, and she puts her arms around her own bifold, and the elk kind of like goes up a bit, like a horse would, and it that it kind of is aware of you, but it doesn't really seem to think you're anything important. You also get the sense that as a creature, it is extremely young. It is something new in this world that has not been around before, and it leaps and jumps away into the woods, and you can sense the heat diminishing, and you know that it is leaving this area.
Well, mission accomplished.
Yeah, we did it. So that's
Looked
great.
like she wanted to go, so perhaps that's all the elk was looking for. I'm hungry. Anyone know of any good taverns nearby?
Yes, I know of a great one in High Salt.
Ooh.
Oh, you've been there. You've been there, actually. Yes.
Yes, let's
yeah.
go there. They have excellent Mars sticks.
Yes.
That's true. Rima, how weird was it though that my bifold didn't look anything like me, right? That was crazy.
It must not have been yours.
That makes sense. It was just some.
Please let me roll about this. Please.
Yeah, you can make a roll, sure.
Thank you. Dice, I swear to God, I will eat you if you don't. Just be good one time.
Fail this time.
I don't see the problem. You've just been brought back from the dead and saw a fire thing, and your friend ran off with it, and then we just don't care. I don't see the problem.
I want to take a photo. I rolled 1. Swingy ass dice. And
It's like that moment in where it's like with the gets it, bling.
Yeah. And Rima just pauses and then just goes, wait. That's like the end of her growth
Cut to
arc for
music.
that.
Curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then credits roll, and yeah, great. So that was awesome, you guys. Thank you so much
Yay.
for playing Blackbirds. That was so fun.
That's so
And more Moz sticks.
Moz
I'm-
sticks. We began and ended with Moz sticks, and I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
And we
let's
rescued
just-
like a dog and a little kid, and yeah,
Two
And a bunch
dogs.
of
dogs,
villagers.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a bunch of
Oh, I
villagers.
guess villagers
Whoa.
were
Right,
there
yeah,
too,
yeah,
but
yeah.
we had like
Yeah,
a
but-
dog.
Oh, sorry. I was only paying attention to
Two
the
dogs.
dogs.
Yeah.
All that matters is we save the dog and kind of the kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The art that you have of Blith is the coolest thing I've seen in my entire life, and I can't believe
Don't-
that's just one of
Don't
the.
share it yet though, because that hasn't been
bajillion.
released yet. It hasn't been released. It's secret.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You gotta-
that's
you gotta
secret,
roll
secret
for-
art. You've all signed NDAs, so you get to see some of the secret stuff.
Ooh. Yeah.
Maybe I'll
I
show
just
you a
wanna
map
tell
of
people
High
how-
Salt after this.
Oh my God,
Oh.
yes.
Really good.
So
It's
when
really
does this
good.
game come out? Like when can
How do I get it? From my
There's going to be a
body.
Kickstarter for the like the deluxe version pretty soon. I think like March or April. I'm not sure of the exact date. Perhaps someone will put it into the chat. Who knows? But the game itself you can buy be towards the end of this year. It'll just be available to buy. So you don't have to do the Kickstarter to get the game. That's for like the deluxe version with all the cool fate coins and the cards of all the techniques and all the fancy stuff like that. But yeah, it's that is when it will be available.
What's the stretch goal, and how do we get them to add a stretch goal that adds in the tavern with Moz sticks into the game?
I don't
Oh, we
know.
could
That
all
would
be
great.
canon characters.
Canon.
Yeah,
Stretch
we're just
goals.
a bunch of
Yeah.
dummies in the corner.
As long as the
Yeah.
mozzarella sticks end up being canon. then-
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll ship out mozzarella sticks with the game to everybody who.
Oh my
Maybe
God,
we
you're
can make
making
them
me
into
really
like special
hungry.
tokens or something like, oh, it's a magic weapon in the shape of a mozzarella stick. Or something. Yeah, but-
You can
yeah.
use it to
It's-
lure
yeah,
enemies
it's
and
got
then
an
bash
elf.
them.
It's got an elf glamour on it. All food looks like mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
The best kind of glamour, the most delicious glamour. Yeah.
Yes.
I know that the map behind me here is going to be like I believe, I hope I'm not giving you this. It's going to be like a printed out. So yeah, that's one of the stretch goals. So, and this map is awesome. We've got some really cool maps. Anyway, thank you all so much for playing. I was so lucky to get you all to come in. You're all delightful. This was really fun. And next week we're doing this again with another group. Be a different adventure. And yeah, I want you all to introduce yourselves and just give us your social handles and tell us where we can see you in the near future. The order I see right here is Ash, Becca, Aabria, and then Mark. So let's just go in that order really quick.
Hi, I'm Ash Minnick. My social handles are astronaut44, Ash, like astronaut44 on everything. So just search for that and find that. Yep. I mean, yeah, cool. Great.
I'm Becca Scott. You can find me at the Becca Scott. And tomorrow at 1 Pacific, we're playing a really cool game on one of my Twitch channels, twitch.tv/GoodTimeSociety. We're playing a game called Bloodstone. It's a new tabletop game from Skybound. And we've got James Hudson from Skybound coming. And I don't know how to play yet, so I'm very excited to learn. It's a brand new game that is going to be released next week on Kickstarter, and it looks dope. There's like a really cool cinematic animatic trailer for it, so that'll be cool. Check it out tomorrow.
Sweet. I'm Aabria Ilengar. You can follow me on social media at Quiddie, Quiddie. On Sunday, you can actually catch me over on It's Probably OK's channel doing a charity stream for the Trevor Project, a game of I Hunt, which will be super good and fun. Other than that, you can catch me on D&D's Twitch channel playing Rime of the Frost Maiden. And on normal Fridays, you can catch me playing with Failed Save over on Pixel Circus's channel, which is a D&D game. Also, big cool things coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned for announcements.
Yay!
Announcements.
And hello, I'm Mark Meer. You can find me at Mark Meer on Instagram, Mark_Meer on Twitter. On Sunday, the last few Sundays, and for the next few Sundays, I'm going to be playing actually a Mass Effect RPG on the Roll for It Twitch. I'll be playing a Volus adept named Edgar Poe. I'm also going to be doing a new thing. This is Idle Champions Presents. So Christina Ariella and I, we do a little thing called Improvised Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You may have seen it, where we do color commentary as our characters Baloth and Ariza. And what this will involve is actually B. Dave Walters leading us and several other people who have characters in Idle Champions. I believe one of our first guests who's going to be joining us is Vivid Vivka, and she will be playing Black Viper. So it's going to be a little whirlwind tour of the Sword Coast, featuring us playing our characters who got put in to Idle Champions and then got taken out of Idle Champions for this role-playing thing. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm also
You're
in...
such cool people,
They're very cool.
including you.
Well, thank you. I'm also in Stitch of Fate, a podcast by night, which is a Vampire the Masquerade live play podcast. Well, not live, we record it, and it's a podcast. And that season 2 of that, I believe, should be coming out next week, or at least starting. And let's see, I'm sure there's something that I'm forgetting. But I also do other things. I do many other things. And you can, of course, always find me on Cameo for all your Mass Effect catchphrase related needs.
Awesome.
I want to say 2 things real quick. Is that first off, this was awesome. Love playing with all of these people. If y'all want to play with these people, 3 of them are going to be DMs at D&D in a Castle, the official Dungeons and Dragons vacation. We are in the process of rebranding because we're official and Hasbro requires us to do whatever. Anyway, but tickets will be on sale for that coming up soon for fall of 2021, and 3 different events happening in 2022, because we will travel in the far times. But in the meantime, we were just talking about this before. 4 of us were together on a show called Endemion's Gate, which you can find on YouTube.
Twitch,
which is
youtube.com/Good Time Society.
Check it out.
You should check it out. It's a role-playing game.
Yeah. Thank you all. You're all awesome. I'm Joseph Limbaugh. I'm at Overdroid, and I'm on Outpost 13. I'm doing a whiskey show tomorrow. If you want, it's just about whiskey. I'll be drinking whiskey. So yeah, and I've been working on this game. I just want to thank Outpost 13 for having us. I want to thank Ryan Vernier, and I want to thank all of the people who worked on Blackbirds. The team is delightful, and I've just been so lucky during these difficult times to be able to hang out with them and work on this. And it's a labor of love for all of us, and it's just exciting to be able to play it, and finally after a year of putting words on paper. So thank you, everybody. I'm sure I'm missing some people. Oh, Aaron Harvey, who built the outline for this, and yeah,
Overlay.
The overlay.
And Matt for TDing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, and Elquin Gersh and Ross for helping us play test.
Right. Yes, and
And
Alpin
my
will be in the game
mom.
next week, and so will be Dave and Becca's mom.
Becca's
Thanks
mom.
for being
Becca's
my
mom will be
mom.
playing with us. Yeah,
We're giving
All of our
shout-outs.
moms,
Dang.
really.
Yeah, everybody's mom.
I would watch that. I would definitely watch that. All right. Thanks,
My mom would get
everybody.
horny so fast.
See you next week.